What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Blam back in the building with another episode of the Shop Podcast. How are all you beautiful people doing this Saturday evening? Shout out to everybody in chat. We are live, man. Another amazing show. We got another amazing panel, another amazing guest. So we got two guests today, man. Two men who've been here at the Shop Podcast before, but always family, man. Always love to see them come back, man. So shout out to everybody in chat watching live. Shout out to everybody, all the new subscriptions, so much energy on the channel, man. It's been amazing. It's been overwhelming, man. I don't even know what to do with all of the great energy, man. But we're going to keep building, keep doing our thing here at the Shop Podcast. You guys just share the link out. Let everybody know you guys are enjoying the channel, enjoying the content here at the Shop Podcast. But I am doing a whole lot of talking. We got a lot to talk about. It's a huge week. We got a big show next week. We're going to get into all of that. But let me start with our amazing guest, because that's what makes the Shop Podcast special. The awesome guests we have here every single week. But we're going to start with you, Dirk Griggity. How you doing, Mr. WBG? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling real good, man. This is a great time of year. Xbox show is coming up. The showcase, I'm excited for that. And PlayStation showcase was awful, so I'm super excited for that. So let's go ahead and let's do this thing, brother.
Man, not see a man of very few words, man. He doesn't say a whole lot, but he say a lot at the same time, right? If you understand what that means.
Staying right in character too.
Yeah, right in character.
Let me tell you.
Never switch up.
Let me tell you.
No
staying right in his lane.
Character. What you mean character? This is me, man.
See, look,
This is real right here.
you're not finna.
Real and uncut.
Yeah, you're not finna Scooby-Doo Dirt at the end of the show.
Yeah, no, that was definitely not slander at all,
Yeah,
Dirt.
no.
That was true. I meant to do that is you. So
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Shout out to Dirt, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us, man. You got, and once again, I was on. Shout out to Mav, FSP. We were on the channel last night. You and Game Pass were on the part of the panel, man, as well. So kind of how two worlds collide, man. Great minds think alike. Shout out to Mav and everybody at FSP. But we're gonna throw this over to you, Game Pass Daily, man. Red Tree hanging out with us once again, man. It's always good to have you back. I love your energy, man. Super smart dude, awesome gamer, man. How you been?
I've been great. I've been watching all you mother effers play the game, my possible game of the year, and it's killing me. I almost tried to cancel my pre-order for the regular edition of Diablo, but I'm staying strong. I just got like 2 more days, and I can start playing this for the 4th time, because I played every server slam and all that jazz, and it's probably I just love the game so much.
This is your opportunity to do your sales pitch.
what? Oh well, he should jump in for the $30 extra and just get in right now. I mean, you want to get in, Retry. You need to get in. Mother is calling you. It's only $30. You get the battle pass. It's well worth it. You know you're going to be using it. You know you're going to be playing through it.
I mean, who's kidding? I'm getting the battle pass.
That's what I'm saying. So
I know.
spend the $30.
I have no clue why I did what I did. Look, I am known as a cheap gamer. That's why my thing is all about Game Pass, because I don't like spending money. Ask my PlayStation. If I turn it on right now, it's gonna blow all kinds of dust out of that thing. But I should probably. I mean, I pre-ordered it such a long time ago. I have to call up a frickin' Xbox.
No, you should be able to go through the website. You should get the $30 add-on. You can't.
I tried to do that. It was being weird with me. It was giving me troubles because I pre-ordered it such a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I know a lot of people that upgraded through that, because Mav upgraded through that as well. So that's why I was
what?
curious.
I'm gonna give it another try.
Yeah, might as well.
You sold me. It was really easy.
See, look at that, man. We make dreams come true here, baby, at the shop. Live. You see that, Dirt? You don't get that nowhere else, baby, at the Shop Podcast, man. Got the live on the air, QVC sales. Got it going on. But shout out to Pong, man. But no, glad to have you, Retry, man. Shout out to you.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invite, man.
Oh, not a problem, man. We love to have you here. Love the energy. Once again, chat, retweet the link. Let everybody know we're live. Shout out to Tool, man. A Rockular fan, Shown to Mod of the Year, Far Q, everybody hanging out, Six Slayer. You guys are awesome, man. Appreciate you guys' energy. We're gonna get into the two right hand man, the two people that make me look good here at the Shop Podcast every single week. We're gonna start with you, Mr. Pong Harvey. How you been? I know what you've been doing. It is not a secret at all.
No, it's no secret. We're gonna talk about it.
No. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. A lot of us have been doing it here. Again, I think you're over 40 now. Fuzz, what level are you now?
42.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm at 39 and a half because I had to deal with the AC stuff that I had going on and all sorts of nonsense. But I'm going to catch you all starting tonight because I got all day tomorrow, and it's on from the morning till night. So
I like this competition. He's just trying to pass y'all. That's all he's trying to do.
I want to get the listen. I got Steel about to hit 50. I got Jasper about to hit 50. They're about to hit Paragon already. Man, I need to get up there. Yeah, no. Shout out to everybody
right now. I think 44.
Yeah, I know. PTK, I've been watching you too. You've been posting all those vids, man. I'm telling you. Listen, everybody, Chad. It's been awesome to be here. It's a great Saturday night. We got two amazing guests in Retry and Dirt. Again, we just had this whole crew was over on Xbox Ultimate last night. Yeah, exactly. Quick reunion. Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it big tonight because we got a lot to get into. Obviously, the Diablo 4 talk is gonna be heavy. This is my current game of the year. This better be in the conversations. I'm not saying it's gonna beat out Tears of the Kingdom, but this better be in the conversation. I better not see any nonsense going on about this game. All right, because this game is as good as advertised. Everything we saw in the beta, and now just more of that goodness. They have done a miraculous job with the servers so far. We will see when it goes live next week for everybody. However, there's millions of people playing this game right now, and it has been zero queues. No, we haven't gotten any disconnects, none of that stuff whatsoever. They learned from the server slam.
Clean.
We'll talk about it.
Just those PlayStation guys, though, right? They had a little trouble.
a little bit of trouble. Early trouble. Some Xbox guys.
I think not.
Some Xbox guys did too, though. They did come out and confirm it was Xbox as well.
Okay.
But overall, again, it just the beta transferred over to the full game so far. We're going to talk about it more, but my God, this game is absolutely incredible. What an addiction. Again, I've already got 13, 14 hours in it, and I'm not even close to everybody else. I think Steele's close to 18 to 20, and so is Jasper. It's just been nuts. It's been so much fun. Let's get down to business, PTK.
Oh, yeah, let's get into it, man. We definitely diving into that in an order you might not think either. We might get to that first. So who knows? I'm super stoked about that, man. But let's go ahead and throw this over to Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere. How you been doing? I know what you've been playing all week. Like I said, that's not a question we even need to ask this week, baby. We all been on the same thing for the most part. Sorry about that, Richie. I know you got to wait, but unless you just do what Pong says, right? That's the easy thing, right?
So
just listen to Pong. It works every time. Every time.
One of us.
Yes. No, but how you doing, man? How you doing, Fuzz?
I'm doing great. Kind of got caught up in the dungeon, I had 45 minutes to spare, and then some stuff I had to take care of with the cats, and it wound up being where just 10 minutes before the show, I'm at the last part just before the main boss, and I'm like, I don't have any room. I gotta drop stuff. I'm like, I gotta hurry up and get this done, and then go in there, fight the boss, and then the last 3 sections, he froze. He stopped moving, and a little angel must have been watching over me,
yep,
hurry up and get this podcast going. So
Mother heard your pleas, Fuzzy. Right? Mother heard your pleas.
He said, no, pull the plug on that.
No, but man, this game is addicting. I think Division's in trouble as far as my play time. But man, this showcase is right around the corner. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, some fun stuff to do, and man, let's get to it.
Let's get to it, man. Shout out to chat. You guys know me, man. Your host here, PTK Blam. I've been just vegging out. I think I'm 4th on my friend list, surprisingly, in playtime. I think I got a day and 2 hours.
Ooh.
So it's crazy. I've been just no life in the hell out of this game,
dude.
Yeah, man, I love it, man. It's my game of the year. It's at least 3 of us at this current point have said game of the year. Not even close. It's gonna easily take up the majority of my time this year, man. Let's dive into it, man. I don't even really need to get into the details just yet. We got so much to cover here. Shout out to everybody watching live. Retweet that link. Let everybody know this is what you do on Saturday night. Come hang out with us in your night the right way here at the Shop Podcast, man. So I'm so hyped for everything we got to talk about this week. We're foregoing the poll, and the poll was an awesome one this week, man. So shout out to the 700 plus people who voted on the poll of the week. If you want to be a part of that, follow me on Twitter. I put it up Monday. We talk about it here every single week, unless we have very, very special topics like this week. But we're diving right in, man. I don't even want to get to the Xbox stuff yet. I want to talk about Diablo, man. We diving in feet first here. So you guys already know we've already started this show kind of talking about it, jumping in feet first here, but we'll start with our guests here. Man, we're gonna start with you, Dirt. Just in regards, have you played the game already, right, Dirt?
No, I haven't.
You waiting too, right?
I'm waiting for the for Tuesday. I have the regular version pre-ordered.
You played the hell out of the beta. I assume you played the beta.
No, I didn't at all.
Wow, okay.
I'm a newbie to the
fresh.
franchise.
Nice.
Let me explain. I'm a newbie to the
like
franchise, right? I mentioned on my podcast that I never played a Diablo game, and I had one of my subscribers buy me Diablo 3. So I dabbled in that a little bit, just a little bit, like an hour, and it seemed like it was pretty fun. I said, okay. So yeah, I bought 4. I pre-ordered it. I didn't get the $100 version that you guys are playing right now, but I'm hearing the great things from you guys. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it, man. So Tuesday I will be on it. I know I'm behind because you guys are.
Well,
there's no catching up. There's no catching up, Dirt.
Yeah, there's no catching up, man. I'm just gonna play the game, and enjoy it. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm looking forward to dabbling into this franchise. Like I said, I never really played it before, so definitely looking forward to it, man.
Dirt,
Awesome.
let me ask you, as somebody who is new to the franchise, right? And you've kind of heard all the talk about this, and you've obviously, seen the community kind of really hyping this thing up. What's caught your attention the most? You think about Diablo 4 so far? Is there anything?
Honestly, it's just like word of mouth. Like your guys' conversation was just, I'm having so much fun. I'm addicted. The game is amazing. I'm this level, I'm that level. I have 30 hours into it. I'm like, damn, I gotta give this game a try, man. So honestly, and I think it looks great. I saw footage of it. I think it looks great. So yeah, that's really what it is. To be honest with you, Pong. Like you guys are really hyping me up on it.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be very curious to hear your thoughts on it when you get to speak on it and about WBG, because I always like to hear the new side of things, somebody who hasn't experienced Diablo a lot. Yeah. Because this one seems to be, and we talked about this the past couple of weeks, is this one, just from what I've seen in the community and people posting about it, this one's grabbing a lot of people who have never played one before. Yeah. And I'm really curious to see how many of those people fall in love with the franchise or just with the style of an action RPG. Have you played any other action RPGs like this? The top-down isometric looters? Have you?
Not deep. Okay. I kind of dabble with some, but not like I would say like seriously. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying. But this one will probably be the first one. To be honest with you,
I'm pretty new too. I'm new as well.
Yeah. PTK started just recently too with Torchlight 3
8 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're picking probably close to the top of the rung here to start out, Dirt. So you're going to have a great experience. So if this one doesn't grab you, I don't know if any others would, right? So that's what I'm going to find out real quick. Yeah.
This is having like Pong on that point. I think this is having like an Elden Ring.
I was gonna say that too.
Elden Ring brought so many people into Souls.
Yes. That actually happened with me.
Feeling. You're right, exactly. I'm getting that same feeling with Diablo. Like this is the one I think that people are gonna go, okay, I can like these types of games. Like this is fire. You know what I mean? So hopefully it'll bring a whole new audience to this type of game.
That is funny that you say that, because that's exactly what happened with Elden Ring. Now, I'm not a fan of From Software games, never have been. But the hype just grabbed me. I was like, damn, I gotta try this game.
That FOMO.
Now,
crazy. It's insane.
Unfortunately, I still didn't really, it's still not my type of game. But just from playing a little bit of Diablo 3, I can see myself enjoying Diablo 4. I really can see myself diving deep into the game. So definitely looking forward to it.
Were you going to ask me something, Dirt?
Yeah, well, I was about to say,
sorry about that,
say an analogy about the hype. I don't know if you guys remember. It was pre-COVID. Remember the hype of this damn Popeye's chicken sandwich?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yes, people getting in fights.
Damn, is it that good? I gotta try this damn chicken sandwich. I know it's a stupid analogy, but you guys
know. No,
it actually works.
So you're hearing people like, man, you're like, these people over here saying the game is great. I mean, like the sandwich is great. These people over here saying it was great. I was like, I gotta try this damn sandwich. Then when you actually get to the restaurant, the line is around the corner. I'm like, wow. So then when you finally get it, it's like, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling about Diablo 4. You're hearing all the hype, and then you're hearing people saying, damn it, man, the servers are full. I gotta wait 20 minutes and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I gotta try this game now. So I bought it yesterday.
Perfect.
just the regular version, and I will be on it Tuesday, guys.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear more thoughts on WBG, man. I
And
can't.
this is and I want to reiterate what Pong said here. You're jumping in about this is about as good as it gets as far as a user experience.
Yes.
From a like from a full experience. So, and like I said, I'm new and I got in with Torchlight. Shout out to Xbox Game Pass and FTW for sure. I got into Torchlight 2 and 3 through that, and that got me into these type of games. Otherwise, I never would have played them. So this game is amazing. We're having so much fun here. And I want to make sure I get to everybody here. So, Fuzz, did you finish your point? I don't want to.
Oh, wait.
No, Dirt was. I jumped in right after Dirt
go ahead,
and asked him questions. So you can go to Retri next. If
All right, go ahead, Retri. My bad. I'm sorry.
What are we talking? Are we talking how much I can't wait to play this game? Probably as soon as this show ends, probably gonna go spend that extra $30. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I knew probably by the first beta that Hogwarts Legacy was gonna get pushed out of my game of the year. I was like, oh boy. I've been playing Diablo 2 not too long ago, and I was grinding on that, and this is just it's like all the it feels kind of perfect for me. Like this feels like the quintessential Diablo experience. Like I can't even explain it. I don't even know if I could put my finger on why it's just so dang good, but the game just feels amazing. I'm curious to know like what everyone is choosing for classes too, because I'm big into magic and stuff. So I'm probably gonna start with the sorcerer. So I'm just curious, like real quick off the top, like what are you playing as right now? Just
sorcerer.
Sorcerer. Yeah.
Yep. I went. Normally, I am a sorcerer or necromancer. Those are my normal two classes.
Me too,
I love magic too, but I actually through the beta loved rogue so much that I am a rogue this time around. And
nice.
Now that I've gotten up in levels further than the beta and powering up even further than I was in the beta, the rogue is getting better and better. I'm doing the complete opposite. And this is the great part about Diablo 2, and we can dive this later. The classes the customization of the classes, you can have two unique builds that are both accessible to the player's style and both very viable in every situation, because PTK's build for his rogue is completely different. I don't want to steal his thunder over there, but he's completely different. He's a melee based rogue. I'm a long range trap based rogue. Right, so I'm in and out setting traps, and I'm out and I'm firing arrows. Right, that's how I play. Whereas he's up in everybody's face with blades and everything else. Same with Psychonauts. Shout out to brother Psychonauts. He's the same style. That's the beautiful part about Diablo 4. Blizzard has honed their mastery of these systems so much so that you can build out. In Sorcerer, same thing. All the elements are usable. Running with Mav, who's an ice build. Fuzzy, are you still a lightning build? Is that what you went with?
I'm going lightning all fire.
Oh, you're going all fire this time.
Fire,
perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, and they all just absolutely, you do it right, you set your character up right, they will melt. Melt people. It's so fun, man. So yeah, I went rogue this time around.
Awesome. Yeah, I played rogue the last on the server slam. Rogue was a very good class. If I'm outside of the magic classes, that's probably my favorite class too.
PTK, explain your rogue class too to everybody, because you're using it. So what is your class?
So I was dead ass set on doing druid. But once I got to the game, booted it up, sat there on the screen, I hit Druid. It didn't even work. Like I hit the button, it didn't go. I was like, what the hell?
It's trying to tell you something.
I sat there, got up, came back, and I was, you know what? Let me try something different. So I actually went rogue this time. So and I'm loving it. I wasn't sure. I've respec 3 times already.
Sure.
Because I got to a point in the build where I just was like, man, is this even the right way to like go about it? But there's this little bit of a hump and learning curve that you were talking about, Pong, that you get to, and you're like, oh, this, you start to understand what works, how to play with it, and I'm past that point now, and the build is freaking amazing. So I got this melee flurry build where it's like, it's insane. It's poison with the shadow imbuement, like everything blows up. Everything's on fire, poison. It's insane. So it's super fast, super.
So you're up close. You're the opposite. You're the up close rogue. You're the stabby.
In and out.
That's
really,
exactly how I
super
played mine
burst.
too.
A lot of burst damage though, like one shot burst damage. So it's pretty good. So it's amazing.
That's what's so. I mean, that's what's so great about this. Like, we're gonna have so many different experiences, and like on Pong's point, like I love that Diablo opened up like 10 slots, so I can do my sorcerer in lightning, and then have a version of the sorcerer in ice or whatever the heck I'm gonna do, and then to do the same thing with all the other characters, because I'm thinking like I'm just gonna put so like hundreds of hours into this game. And I want to be able to, because what I was doing before was I was changing my things on the fly. I was just redoing my entire character's, skill tree,
Respecing.
and just
Yep.
respecking and trying new stuff.
Yep.
I'm like, thank God I don't have to do that. Because I don't know if I'm gonna do barbarian. I'm sure I'll get to barbarian. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna play all these guys, but it's probably gonna be my last one. But this game just, I just love it so much. Like, and plus the whole online world of it, being in there, having randoms. I know some people don't like this part of the game where you're in there, you could be doing just a regular outside of dungeons, just in the real world,
Yeah.
and some random guy just pops up out of freaking
I've been
nowhere.
saved a
and
couple
just-
times.
Right.
Yep.
See, that's
Yeah.
my point. That's where I'm getting at. Exactly. Blam. Because sometimes I'm just like, oh man, I'm about to get my butt kicked, and some barbarian comes out of the woods, out of nowhere, and saves my bacon. I kind of enjoy that open world-esque thing where everyone can kind of get involved, and the just the bosses, like the world bosses getting together with like 25 people. It's a very different experience, a different online experience than you just playing with like 4 of your buddies. Like, I mean, you can have, you got the separate servers and stuff that you can have for these people, the private communities that we can have, and I'm seeing them pop up everywhere. I don't know which private community to even join right now. I've been debating, like, we were going to make our own, and now I'm just like, should I just join, Pong and Mavs community, whichever, you know what I mean? Just join you guys.
Valley of the Reapers, come on
Valley
in.
of the Reapers,
Or
yeah.
Reapers of the
That's
Valley, excuse me, Reapers of the Valley.
Oh,
Reapers
no,
of the Valley.
yeah, gotta get it
Yeah.
right. Gotta get it right.
That's a great name too. I'm
Yep.
like, man, that's a good one. I might have to join that just for the name alone. But yeah, I'm super. I enjoyed my time with the game. I I maxed out every single character I could. So, yeah. Sorry,
Still
Hogwarts.
only bought the regular edition.
I know.
What?
I'm such a scumbag, dude.
Shame.
It's like, yeah, a little Game of Thrones shame belling over here. Yeah, it's the cheapness in me, and every time all my accounts are connected to my wife, so every time I make a purchase, she knows exactly what the hell just happened.
Yep.
But I'm gonna do it anyways because I'll just take the licks.
I get it.
But yeah.
Nice. No, but once again, this game is special, man. I think that's one thing that, like, the theme that you're seeing, right? You mentioned the buzz around Hogwarts. You kind of like a game. You can feel it when a game is special, and this game has that Bruce Leroy shine on it, right, so to speak, right, where it resonates. It's doing Twitch numbers. It's bringing brand new people in the community. It's breaking down these boundaries. You're seeing it all over the place. You're seeing commercials. You're seeing advertisements. You're seeing cosplay. You're seeing all these different type of people, coming to the genre, horror fans coming into the genre because it's such a broad type of game. If you enjoy a horror game, it's almost a horror game. You can almost play it that way. So it's just amazing. And I think we're all having a great experience. It's way better than I expected, Pong. Like, Pong, I was sold on the game anyway. And, we got receipts here at the shop, but it's way better than I even thought that I even could have expected. It's massive. Like, I'm still doing so much stuff, and I barely moved out of the area.
Yeah.
It's just, if you haven't jumped in, chat, like, I don't know what you're waiting on, man. You're gonna get well worth your money. You're gonna get thousands of hours out of this game. Who knows what they're gonna, we'll probably get into DLC maybe later on. Maybe pie in the sky kind of stuff, but. And I'm sure everybody here on the panel could back me up. Yeah, it's well worth your money. You'll get, even if you don't like it right away, you might warm up to it. Just take it in doses. So, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's one of those games. I do wish the deal had gotten done so this dropped into Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people would have tried it.
Was waiting.
No, I still would have bought. I still would have bought the ultimate upgrade or whatever the case may be because I knew I was going to do the battle pass at least for the first season. Again, Starfield in 3 months. We'll see how much more I'm playing Diablo at that point. But this game's got me for 3 months, right? Yeah. So I knew I was going to do that. That's why I got the Ultimate. But what I was going to say is just the Game Pass effect, allowing other people who, again, I'm a budget gamer myself, so I understand. I can't buy every game, and not everybody wants to try a new experience for $60, $70, $100. I mean, that's a lot to ask a lot of times. So people could see all the hype and hear all the hype and see all the people playing it, but they still may look at this game and say, I just don't know if it's going to grab me like that. Like, do I really? A lot like Elden Ring. A lot of people gave Elden Ring a shot on a risk, but if Elden Ring had been in Game Pass, think about how many more people would have tried it. All the people that hated Souls, right? They would have tried
another point on Elden Ring, though.
Yep.
Remember, they did something unusual, and they stuck that $60 price point. That helps.
Correct. That did help.
Get that mind share.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But with Diablo is one of those games that I will recommend to anybody, especially if you are on the fence about it. I would say this is the one game to take a leap, because if you get into this game, even if you just go through the campaign and do some of the side stuff, you're going to get your money's worth. If you get to the end game and all of a sudden you start falling in love with the Paragon levels, well, then you're talking about just campaign and side mission alone. You're talking about the max character. You're talking about 80 plus hours, right? So you get your money's worth. You get an end game, you're talking about endless hours at that point. You're talking about hundreds, thousands of hours as they continue to develop this game. They're going to drop seasons like they have been with Diablo 3. So you're going to get those seasons, right? You don't have to buy the Battle Pass. You get the free Battle Pass too. You don't have to buy the premium every time. I think they're charging $10 overall for the Battle Pass itself anyways. But you don't have to do that. They're going to have a free one. It's not pay to win. It's just cosmetics, but then eventually they're going to start dropping expansions as well. Big expansions. They're talking about increasing skill trees, all sorts of stuff, and story. So this game is going to be living on for the next 10 years. This is a game that I can confidently say, if you're on the fence, jump in. I think you're going to find something that you love about this game very easily. This isn't a game you're going to tippy-toe in and be like, I don't know. If you just go into it and start playing it, I think you're going to understand why so many people are raving about this, that it's not just a FOMO kind of thing, that this is legitimate hype. And the thing that kind of elevates Diablo 4-2 above even that hype level is because it already had such an established fan base, whereas Elden Ring was an unknown, right? Hogwarts was an unknown, right? Diablo, even though 3 didn't come out the way that they wanted it to, Diablo's been a classic, a GOAT forever. So you say the Diablo name and already you got about 20 million people that know, right? 30 million people that know. And then you start showing it off. You kill it with the betas. You're out here being transparent, as we've talked about, with the community. You're talking directly to community. You're doing deep dives for the dev diaries and dev directs. You're doing this huge marketing campaign across the globe. You're doing everything by the book, like the master class here in how to market a game like this. Well, next thing you know, you got everybody's attention outside of even your fan base, right? And that's exactly what happened here. Shout out to Blizzard.
You're seeing the pop culture.
Blizzard marketing, man.
Yeah, you're seeing the pop culture effect. Oh, and that's another thing too, like you said. Like I've sat on YouTube and watched people's reactions just to the Blizzard cinematics. And people are like they're watching a movie. People are like awestruck, jaw hit the floor. That's what Blizzard does. You know what I mean? And by the way, this is gonna be a first-party studio pretty soon. So that's not.
Damn right it is.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, Dirk. So what'd you say? What'd you say, Dirk?
You're damn right it is.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure we was all awake in here. Shout out to everybody in chat, man. Retweet that link. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, we're having a ball. If, like you said, Pong, you do not need to be on the fence, Pong. We need to convince these people. Not enough people know. Yeah. There's no reason to be on the fence. Don't tiptoe. We don't need to toe the line. Go ahead and dive in and pull the trigger, man. So don't worry. We're not getting paid to say this or anything like that. This is all free.
This is pure gamer stuff, right? This is being gamers at heart. And when we see something like this, look, everybody that's playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has been promoting the hell out of that thing, telling everybody how it's the greatest game of all time. This is gamer stuff. This is what happens when great games come along and drop. And again, this year being the quality year that it is, again, I now firmly believe that this will go down as one of the greatest years of all time, if not the greatest, right? Just alone on the first half, I can say that confidently now. That fact that when you see this happening like this, This is pure gamer passion. This is what it's all about. We're still little kids inside that are opening up our Sega Genesis on Christmas and popping in the cartridge for the first time, right? That's who we are. That's why we're here talking about video games on podcasts as adults, because inside we still get excited for these things, and that's all this is. Diablo 4 is a great experience. Oh, I love
that's facts, Pong.
Yeah.
I still get excited with certain games. I still remember my Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
like Michael Jackson Moonwalker R2B.
Oh, so good. I played that in
So
arcade too. Dirt.
Loved it.
So good.
But so it's crazy because and like you said, there's very few games that sit me all the way down. I've been sitting on my ass for 2 days doing nothing but playing Diablo 4.
Not touching grass.
Not doing anything. My wife was like, "Babe, are you doing something today?" I'm like,
dungeons.
Yeah,
Dungeons. We got dungeons.
I'm like, food. Okay, food. That stuff. Let's do that.
No,
Yeah,
PTK. The first night we played because I took Friday off.
Man.
Right, I took Friday off of work because I knew. I knew. I have not seen the sunrise because of a video game in a long time. I saw the sunrise and the birds were singing because I had the windows open because we had no AC.
Y'all had Fuzz up. Midnight.
Yeah. Did Fuzz tell you the story? Did Fuzzy? No. Okay, so Fuzzy at about 11:30, quarter to midnight. He's like, I think this is probably gonna be my last one. You know, it's about 11:40.
Right.
I go, Fuzz. We are on Diablo time. You don't look at that. We are on Diablo time. The next thing, the next thing, Fuzzy stayed on, like didn't say another word.
Yes.
It was like 4:30 when I looked up.
Yep.
I'm like, oh man, I got to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah, you went and did Boom Show. That was incredible, folks. That was awesome.
But this is the very few games get us like this, people. You got to understand. Yeah. We haven't. This is not a. I don't say normal,
blowing
right?
smoke. No,
yeah, this is
I haven't felt like this since Elden Ring. Elden Ring did it for me. I absolutely freaking love that game. The world was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful game. And I'm right there with Diablo. And I'll probably be right there with Starfield, which is why I almost didn't want these to be in the same damn year. Because I'm like, oh, crap.
As much as I wanted Starfield to come out early, I'm glad. I would have flip-flopped them a little bit, but I'm actually glad it worked out the way it did. Because, again, I'll have 3 straight months of Diablo at this point before Starfield launches, and I'll be ready to jump into space, and then see you later. Bye. I'll show up to podcast, and that's about it.
I don't even think you blew your vacation on Diablo. I think you might have held on to it for
my vacation re-ups in July on my anniversary, so I'm all set. That's why I took Friday off. Plenty, that's good. I'm using up the last little bit of vacation I got, but July hits. I've already got my days taken off for Starfield. We're good to go. So
need preparation, people. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Yep.
See, so you know how it works out. But no, so the game is amazing. We want to make sure Fuzz. And I know you're fairly new to this genre as well. We're not blowing smoke here, people. Shout out to everybody in chat who's been playing Diablo. Shout out to the people who are waiting to play it. Get in if you can early. If not, you're gonna have a great time when you get in. But Fuzz, where are you at on this? Because I know you're fairly new, but it's pretty much taking you over as well too.
I'm in the process of filling up my stash with some of the legendaries where I want to pull some of the traits off so I can have like the extra 2 points for like pyromance or the pyro
skill
healing and I have it now with the build before I even do the upgrades where I can stand in my own fire, heal myself. I don't know if it heals the squad, but it'll at least heal myself. And it just melts. As long as I do 3 fire sources on an enemy, it just melts them right now. And I'm only like level 42. So if I keep some of those things and then
get the Paragon
traits, man, I just all I want to do is just have the entire ground on fire and just watch the enemies drop. That's my goal. But this thing's got me already hooked. Much of the stuff that I used to do with the division where I'm theory crafting, I already have my at least my flame build theory crafted and I'm going to keep an eye out for even better traits and things like that. But if you're one of those guys that's in the stats on games where it's like, this gives you a little bit more armor, or if you hide behind cover, and it gives you like a stack of armor or something along those lines, or this plus this gives you like critical hit chance and critical hit damage with each hit. Yeah, this is the game for you. The loot pool, like at first, other than Mav, hardly anybody was getting legendaries.
Shout out to
It was
Mav.
like
I know he'll pop in here in a minute.
Fuzzy, he's back at it again today. He just popped on. We popped into party chat for like 45 minutes before the show, and he popped 3 more while I was sitting on there with him. Like it's stupid. This guy and how many legendaries
today, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys get many of those?
I'm getting the
it's
average
okay.
amount now. But Mav was like everything. It was like he would strike an enemy, piece of candy. Ooh,
Yeah.
piece of candy.
Yeah.
It was like almost every
he had
hit.
7. He had 7 the first night. Richard.
What?
Yeah.
First night?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that was like what was obviously that was happening during the beta because they obviously changed
they
the
bumped
percentage
the
numbers.
drop
They
rates
bumped
up,
the hell out of that, and that's what I was getting. I was like, man, I'm so lucky. 7 on the regular build.
Yes.
That's crazy.
They
dude.
bumped it. They bumped it down a little bit from the beta, but they didn't nerf it as much as I thought. I thought we were going back to Diablo 2, where it was like you're starving.
Exactly.
But no, but
Like
man,
high 30s, you'll start seeing.
you'll start seeing him a little bit more. Steel didn't get his first till 31. So if you want to look at the complete opposite, that was Steel's experience, right? So crazy.
Dang.
It's completely random, man. Completely.
All right, so don't play with Steel. He'll rub off the bad luck.
No.
Man, you steal all the legendaries from the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, touche. Good point.
Exactly.
Strategery.
No, but this game is so much fun. Like being a looter shooter fan, that even though this isn't really shooting, it still has that grip to it where you're like, ooh, that's an upgrade. Oh, I got extra points here. I don't even have to use a skill point because this one gives me 2 on that skill tree, so I can either dial that back and refund it and put it somewhere where I need it, or with the shield, have it where it instantly happens where you get a critical hit and your shield goes up automatically, and then you get healing from that. There's just so much to this thing.
A lot of reading. You better read your stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah. Like I'm curious to how deep this gets even further as far as with the end game itself. Like I'm rushing to 50 now. I'm debating if I get this one to 50 and then start another character and get that one to 50, or just take this one up to somewhere in the hundreds and then worry about starting another character later, because I'm trying to keep at least some decent drops that I get for like a necromancer in case I try that. And I think I'm going to try Rogue is probably my next one as well. But this game, it's everything you could possibly want minus, guns. That's right about the best way to put it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yep.
It's the most complete game I've played all year, from a story standpoint to just a gameplay standpoint to an atmosphere. They nailed it. Like, and I'm a new Diablo, so I don't even get the ability to be like, oh, this game was bad, because I didn't play it. Like, I didn't play it, so I don't get to say that. So from my standpoint, like being new, they nailed it. This is way more than what I even could have imagined. And this coming from a new Diablo fan. So I'm grinding.
That, man.
Yeah, I'm grinding the hell out of the game. I can't get enough. The dungeons, the lore. I love the lore. Yes. I'm walking around listening to all the people with the little dots, trying to see what everybody's saying. Like, they're not even relevant to the actual story, but it feels like it is. Like, it makes the game feel alive. They've done a great job. It doesn't feel static, right? Like, it's open world, but it doesn't feel open world like Assassin's Creed open world, right? It feels open world enough. But it feels like a well crafted world. It doesn't feel like they're just putting you in this gigantic space and saying, here, we gave you a lot of space to do a bunch of stuff in. It's well crafted, and it makes sense. Everything is deliberate, right? Every NPC, every conversation, everything is deliberate, and it's so well thought out. So I am thoroughly impressed. And like you said, it's getting off to an amazing start. That was the one thing me and Pong said would be the only detractor would be if they couldn't get it off the ground.
Blizzard is notorious. Blizzard is notorious for their opening day server issues.
Things like that.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that
dude, they nailed it.
Even the server slam shocked the hell out of me. I was in within 30 seconds. I was like, wow, that's a big difference from the other ones.
This is one thing. Next week is the true test. We will see, but it looks like they've got a handle because Ybarra was out there last night tweeting out saying, hey, just want to give a shout out to the team that's running the servers, that's working working behind the scenes to make sure everything's flawless, that we're not having any queue lines. They're working around the clock. I believe it. And next week, it ramps up by 10, 20, 30 times.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
easy.
That's why it's so
crazy.
smart the way they did this. Like, hey, you play X amount of days early so we could, pad the servers a little bit and see, what we're gonna get. So
and listen, I even think the turnout just for the early access is going to be massive. I don't know if they're going. Or I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if this is tradition for them to give those type of numbers. Maybe they did for like three.
We'll hear something in this one.
I can't wait to see the sales numbers in this.
Yeah, because they gave Overwatch numbers. They give Overwatch numbers, so I imagine they'll give these for sure. It's going to be massive.
I'm curious to see because I'm probably overestimating, but I'm thinking it's probably somewhere between 6 and 8. They're on
early access
on early. I'm thinking 4 million on PC with another 4+ waiting, and then with console, it's probably somewhere between 2 and 4 right now. Yeah, and then we'll probably get at least another 2 afterwards. So we'll see with their numbers, but I think they're going to get to 20 mil almost as fast as what do you call them?
Hogwarts,
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, Hogwarts hasn't hit to. Hogwarts is what, like 18?
Yeah.
Tears that was a month. It took Hogwarts a month to hit 18 or something like that. Once, and Tears is already at 20, I think, at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
This year, I think is going to be 2007 for me. I really do, man.
Yep.
I really do. This is the year for me.
It's already on track. And this is funny because, Pone, you put this out in the universe. And it's crazy because we talked about this and just if everything nailed and everything hasn't hit, right? Like, we don't know. We're not even halfway through the year. We don't know what the rest of the year is going to look like. But everything is on track. And it really might happen, Pone. We really might look back and be like, 2023 really was a turning point, not only for Xbox in general, but just a really like a pole in the ground moment for gaming. And it was like a high point, like a peak, right?
We've had so much PTK because when we talked about it, if you remember, go back, we said all the big ones have to hit. So your Spider-Man 2, your Tears of the Kingdom, your Starfield, they all have to hit, right? And then we said that and then obviously your third-party stuff, right? So Diablo is another big one. We said it has to hit. But then we said, then there's got to be some unknowns that come out of there, right? And what we talked about was that's what makes a year up and beyond anything else. We've had years where we've had great big games, but nothing else really has flourished, right?
Yeah.
So this year already, we have things like Hi-Fi Rush. We have things like Hogwarts, right? We have things that have taken over conversations for X amount of days or X amount of weeks in the community, which means that the wider audience as well hears about it. That's the start of it for the first half. Then you've got games like Street Fighter coming out and scoring a 92,
crazy.
Right? Crazy, the fighting genre. So now you've got these not unknowns game-wise, obviously, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you've got the ones that you weren't even really looking at popping up and having huge critical acclaim to them. Again, Redfall, the exception to the rule. We talked about Redfall, how that should hit, didn't hit. But when you've got all these other games in place, that's going to be long forgotten by the end of the year, right? That's already pretty much forgotten at this point. We've moved on. So as long as Starfield hits next, again, if Starfield hits next, I'm already probably going to say that this is going to be top 3 all time. If you get Spider-Man 2 at the end of the year, that hits. And along the way, we have so much. We got Mortal Kombat. We got Forza. We got all this stuff. That's going to push it over the top.
Dropping in the Game Pass. I love that prediction.
Yes.
How dare that's crazy. See.
So it's going to be incredible, and just think if Microsoft surprises and Hellblade 2 is at the end of the year. My God, man, this year is going to be out of control. It's already been a stellar year. Again, Golden Age is here. Funny, more people are using Golden Age of gaming on Twitter. By the way,
you, man, you could have paid for all of us to go to the Fan Fest by now, bro.
Should have did T-shirts,
everything. Merch would have been off the chain, man.
Oh man,
no, but this in your sleep, Pong.
This is going to be a hell of a year gaming. It already
Alan Wake 2. Don't forget Alan Wake.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2.
Saying that to Duke. Good call out, Duke. Alan Wake 2 looks amazing, dude.
The second half of the year is starting to fill up already, and here we are in June. And again, we got Showcase next week. We got showcases next week from a lot of different companies.
Yep.
Who knows what else is going to pop up into this year? Man, this year could be absolutely absolutely stellar. Stalker 2 could still pop up. My God, man, it's going to be fun here. It's going to be a fun.
So much third party stuff, so many unknowns, and I
Yep.
want to get Dirt opinion on this. I know we kind of back and forth between the Diablo and just kind of where games are at in general, but where you at on just what we talked about, man? Like just this 2023, you might look back and be like, this is really one of the best years, from a barometer standpoint, from a like quality standpoint, like everything's just gonna nail what it needs to. So just where you at on that? Like where you at on?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't know if you guys mentioned Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Sorry, I forgot Survivor.
Right
Apologize.
That's how many. That's how many games are out, guys. We forgot about a Game of the Year contender. That's how crazy is that.
You got Assassin's Creed 2 as well. Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Listen,
Mirage.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm a real gamer. Like I talk trash about being an Xbox guy, but before I'm an Xbox guy, I'm a gamer first, right? Before I'm an Xbox man. Excuse me. All of these games are looking great. I just finished like Ghostwire Tokyo just so I can get that game out of the way. I finished it. Boom. Uninstalled it. It's time to move on. Hogwarts Legacy was fantastic. Star Wars Jedi Survivor it's great. Mortal Kombat 1, Alan Wake 2, Starfield. Oh man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. We had Dead Space too, and Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, Dead Space.
Yes,
man.
Look.
Listen, I finished both of those. Listen, Dead Space remake. I loved it. I finished the original one back in the 360 days. Love this remake even more. Resident Evil 4. I never finished that game back in the day, right? Never had a GameCube, but I did buy it on the PS2. Never finished it. Loved it. This year is incredible, and it's only June, guys.
I know.
It's only June.
Crazy,
we got a lot more year to go. So yeah, this is a fun time for real gamers, and this is great.
Oh yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm super hyped, Chad. And once again, Chad, let us know how you guys feel about 2023. Once again, will it just go down in history as one of the biggest gaming years ever? I have no doubt. Like Pong said, I just think Starfield is essentially kind of puts the bow tie on that. Spider-Man follows up with the Karate Kid. You know what I mean? So it's one of them situations where at this point in time, none of us really have anything to complain about. No matter what platform you're on, because we getting good gaming across the board, man. But I want to dive back into Diablo just a little bit with you, Pong. I can't.
Yeah.
Mother
sure.
still calling me before we move on.
Yeah, no, I understand. Their call is strong.
Yeah, and I don't know if the chat said it already, but what classes are everybody running? Chat, go ahead and drop that in there. What's everybody running? Drop your gamer tags and stuff in the chat too, so we can all play and hit each other up after the podcast as well. But yeah, what are you guys all playing? But Pong, let's get back into this. We talked about what Diablo 4 needed to do to be Game of the Year, and you said it was going to be Game of the Year. I know you said that many times, but it really nailed everything. Like from a marketing standpoint to a like breaking down boundaries. I'm seeing people like streaming this game like they're addicted to this game. Like people have never played this game. Like I cannot put the game down at all, and that's the type of hype that you see from Game of the Year quality stuff. But what do you think? Is it nailed everything?
Yeah, 100%. When we look at it, listen, a lot of credit goes to Rod Ferguson here too. He came onto this team 2 years ago. Not that they still wouldn't have put out a fantastic game without him, right? There's so much talent at Blizzard, it's ridiculous, okay? So there's no question about that. But Rod Ferguson is a closer. And that's, Steele gave him that nickname, and obviously Cliffy B talked about it on the Iron Lords podcast and other places. Rod Ferguson is the closer. He is obviously a natural leader who knows how to get the team all on the same page. This is what it looks like. And some of you younger folks might not remember Blizzard from back in the day when they were at their peak. When you had StarCraft, you had World of Warcraft at the absolute top echelon of gaming. This is what it looks like when you have everybody on the same page with an experienced dev team that knows exactly what they're doing, from the leadership all the way down to the QA testing. This is what it takes to put out a game like this. We heard some rumblings that this game might have been trouble, that everything wasn't coming together. You remember that?
I remember those, yep.
Listen, we will never know behind the scenes what happened, how it all came together. We won't know if this was last minute, like, hey, we're putting this puzzle together no matter what right now, and we're going to make this work. We don't know what was cut. We don't know any of that. But what I'm saying is what we do know is this is one of the most polished, complete AAA experiences that we've gotten this year. easily, and probably it's probably in the top 10 over the past 5 years as far as this type of game with this many different moving parts at the same time. This is not a simple single player RPG. This has got so many different layers. It's single player, it's multiplayer, all the mechanics, all the stuff going into it. Sure, it's not the most graphically intensive game from that aspect, but it is
game.
It's gorgeous, but it's
game,
isometric view, right?
Yeah.
So it's different, but the details in this game are
Oh,
phenomenal.
my
Anyways,
goodness.
they're crazy. So yeah, this is what you get when you have a team that's working together that obviously gelled at the right moments to make it happen. Again, we always go back, and I know Dirt loves these too, when we go back to sports analogies. You see this from time to time in sports. When you get those championship teams, a lot of things went right for you, but it started at the top, and it was a belief from the top all the way down to the equipment guy that they were going to make it happen, and things just fall into place. A lot of people can sometimes say it's luck. You create a lot of opportunities for that luck to happen through your preparation and your hard work. This is what you get right here in Diablo 4 when it all comes together. And yes, it's every single piece that you just listed off, PTK. And again, the transparency, the way that they've done the whole playbook leading up to the launch is a masterclass that every single studio and publisher should study and look at and make it an example and say, you know what, we may not be a part of Blizzard, we may not be a part of Activision, we may not know the exact way they did this, but we are going to try to replicate this in our launch leading up to our game. And the way that they did it can be used in almost every game. Sure, the budgets aren't going to be the same. Diablo's marketing budget, I can't imagine what it is. I'd love to see it, but it doesn't matter. You could still replicate a lot of it. The front-facing, towards the consumers, building around the gamer's experience, explaining every step what you're doing to them, and taking their feedback live and getting as much as you can implemented, and then making sure that your servers are set to go, doing the betas, doing the server slam, and then making sure that you're still getting the word out on the street while doing dev directs, dev diaries, interviews, talking about the game nonstop, explaining exactly how all these systems are going to work together. That's a masterclass, and these guys pulled it off, and that's why we're here.
And it's crazy because I was wondering what Tears of the Kingdom fans felt like, right? Like all this energy, and now I know what it feels like. I know what that feels like now playing Diablo 4, being in this moment, understanding like you're part of something special. Like you can really feel the community. You really feel like this is a special game that's breaking down barriers. Everybody wants to play it. Like, like you said, it's on fire right now, and they nailed it. And it's crazy because I think they overshot this well further than I would have ever expected. Even as a new Diablo fan, I knew coming in that they were going to do a good job, but they way overshot what I even thought, Paul. Like
after the beta, I knew. Like when I knew, like we knew when we played, and I know that a lot of people are going to groan when I say this as an example, but it still holds true. The Halo Infinite multiplayer beta, you knew the game was going to come out polished. And now we're not talking about what, they dropped the ball and all that, but I'm just talking about the game that dropped was polished. The multiplayer was polished, and we knew that from the beta. And the same goes for Diablo. The minute I started playing it, and the fact that they gave us such the whole opening act within the beta showed the utmost confidence to me that they knew that the rest of it was put together, because there's no way we get betas all the time, or we get little slices, demos of certain very specific parts of a game. Very few times do we get a game that just opens up the entire first act of a big RPG like this and say, go to town, right?
That's confidence, dude.
That's confidence. That means they knew it.
You got to consider what they did with reviews too. 2 weeks access, super early. You know what I mean? They were pretty lenient.
Exact
I know
opposite
people had
of Redfall.
Yeah, exactly. they were. I mean, I know people had massive MPDs, but they were pretty lenient with those. And then you can feel it the days leading up. People were busting at the seams to drop the reviews. Like people were saying it in their tweets without saying it. Like review dropping tomorrow. I can't say shit, but massive game. I'm addicted. Like you can feel it in the tweets. Like it's crazy.
I knew immediately. Shout out to Ains,
Ains.
Porsche Power. Listen, when he put out that tweet, tweet saying I was lucky enough to review, but then all of a sudden he also drops and be on the lookout for my Druid build. I'm like, oh man, this guy was fully in. Like and we had him on like a month ago, PTK, where we talked Diablo with him because he is a Diablo hardcore fan from the back, all the way from Diablo 1, right? So this guy knows his stuff. The minute I saw his tweet, a smile came to my face because I'm like, nah, he put that much effort into this. That means it's everything that we expected it was going to be. So absolutely. And it was. It is.
Yep. It was even better than expected. So shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to everybody who's playing Diablo right now, man. If you're on the fence, don't be on the fence. All of us here have co-signed it. We got another person who's going to buy it. He's going to upgrade his version right after. So we're just putting that out there. We're putting that out there on air. So no pressure though, Retro. Just no, not at all.
I listen to you. Nah, I will. I probably will.
No. You just play the game, people. It's amazing. This is none of that. We're not blowing the game up. It's amazing. You will not. It's not a waste of your time. I promise. But
definitely.
So I guess we're gonna go ahead and switch lanes here. We might end up right back at Diablo. Who knows? But like you never know. It might circle back around.
Dirt's like, please no, please no.
Right? we gonna get into some of this.
I just feel left out.
Right? We gotta get Dirt.
You gotta go on there like me tonight and order that shit.
Yeah, right. Come on, Dirt. Go ahead and upgrade that. You got the same option as Retry. So go ahead and upgrade that version. Matter of fact, no. Shout out to you, Dirt, but appreciate you. But yeah, so we're gonna get into some of this Xbox showcase stuff because that's the other big topic. Obviously, that happens next week. That's gonna be huge. We've talked about it a couple times. I made a video on it as well, so I'll put that down in the link in the description as well. Go check it out. By the way, PTK. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's doing extremely well. So shout out to everybody who checked it out. That'll be down in the description as well. But we talking about this showcase, man, and I know we running ragged, but there's gonna be more predictions. We got a whole week left, or almost a week left until the showcase. So we're all the way deep on this. So I got to start with you, Dirt. I know the wheels are already greased. We've already talked about this many times at this point, man. And I know you're going to talk about it some more. But the Xbox showcase, man, and I'll break this down into two different things, right? Look at this from two different perspectives. One, what are you expecting to get from the showcase, right? Your expectations.
Yeah.
Two, what would be the perfect showcase for you? So we got two different questions there. So, chat, you got the same two questions. So let us know in chat as well.
Well, first let me say this. My expectations are, in 2020 they showed a lot of games that was in the roadmap. They revealed a lot of different games. I'm expecting to show some of those games. Most likely some gameplay. It has been 3 years. That's what I'm expecting. I know they're not going to show everything. I know some people say, yo, man, they need to show Fable, they need to show Perfect Dark, they need to show Contraband. No, they're not going to show everything.
Yeah.
But I'm just expecting, like I really feel Hellblade is going to be there. I believe Avowal's going to be there. There's also those games that will it be there? Like Fable, will it be there? Contraband, will it be there? I don't know. But I just expect a solid show. People say temper your expectations, and I'm saying I'm not tempering a damn thing because
exactly. Thank you.
Listen, if it's an L, it's an L. Okay,
that's right.
We went through last month. We went through April with Xbox with the CMA blocker deal and Redfall. That whole month was an L for pro Xbox content creators. So we can deal with it. If it's an L, it's an L. But don't tell me to temper my expectations. I'm tired of it. Xbox has a hell of a roadmap, and it's time for them, because I feel that 2021 show was pretty good. 2022, it was because of the 12-month thing. I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that 12-month thing again.
No.
Because
I don't think so either. Yeah,
that's dead.
Yeah.
Only one game made the 12 months out of first party. So I'm super excited for it. And like I said, don't tell me temper my expectations. Now, the second part was 10
out of 10 show for you. 10 out of 10 show for you. What will be a perfect
10 out of 10 show? Yeah. 10 out of 10 show for me will be some Hellblade 2 gameplay, which is definitely possible. Some Avowal gameplay. And when I say gameplay, I mean they actually impress us with the gameplay, if you know what I'm saying.
Dirt, do you need to see combat with Hellblade, or are you
I
okay?
want
with
to
that
see some
narrative?
combat. Yeah,
You want to see
I would
combat?
like
to see combat.
I would like to see some combat because the VGA's 2021 that looked great. It looked amazing. But I want to see a little combat now. So that can really get us hype. Same thing with Avowed. I would like to see one of those games we're not expecting to show up, like whether it's Fable, whether it's Perfect Dark. I'm not sure which one. Just show some of that. Just a couple of unannounced games because we know Xbox has tons of studios with a lot of unannounced games. I would love to see maybe what Compulsion is working on. Maybe what is Machine Games working on besides Indiana Jones? What is the Coalition working on? Is it Gears? The show is, so I would like to see something like that. A couple of solid multi-plats with some gameplay. That's what I want to see. I just want to see a solid show. Not too many dull moments. I know they're always going to have a little section with some games. We say, hey man, what the hell is this? That happens every show, PlayStation show, Xbox show. But I just want to have some quality first-party AAA games, gameplay, and a couple of new announcements. So that would be a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 show for me personally.
And just I want to great list by the way, Dirt. Great list by the way. So list very very similar to mine. But I want to show some love to some of the indie smaller games too. I know you just mentioned you touched on it a little bit, and I know we might say that's kind of the slow point of the show. But listen, there's a lot of gems in there. I've been really pleased with the quality. We've talked about it. Exactly. We've talked about it. They've kind of carried the industry quiet as kept for the last few years where we've had a dry first party output. We've been playing a lot of indies. We've been playing a lot of smaller games to fill that time. So shout out to all the indie studios. Shout out to the AA studios out there doing the damn thing because you fill in the gaps. You know what I mean? When the third parties aren't delivering. So shout out to all you out there making phenomenal games. Shout out to the
Go play Planet Alana. Go play that shit.
That's an amazing game too.
I heard it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to the over 100 people, Bacon, Cyber, Souza, everybody, man. You guys are setting records every single week, man. Let everybody know the Shop Podcast is live, man. It's becoming a regular thing. I'm getting spoiled, man. I'm going to have expectations now. I don't like this stuff. I don't want to feel like this, man, at all.
No, temper your expectations.
Right. No, you know what the thing is? I have a built-in safety valve. It's called Pong Soul. Pong will never let my ego get as big as his. It's impossible.
It is.
So So as soon as I'm getting out of line, Pong will knock me right back down to where I need to be.
No, you just won't be here hosting anymore. That's all. The coup will happen officially.
Him and JR DualSense are gonna team up and get me out of here.
That's right. That's it. It's gonna be me and Fuzz running the ship from here on out.
No, great list, Dirt. And I want to double back on you a couple things that you had mentioned as well, too, Dirt, before we move on to the next person, because you had a phenomenal list, man. So I know there's been some rhetoric out there, and I want to get into this, and I'm so glad I got you on to talk about this, bro, for real. I'm all giddy about it. So some of the rhetoric regarding the whole, is this show the one? Does this need to be the one for Xbox to continue on? Does this show need to be a phenomenal 10 out of 10? Everybody needs to be super excited about it kind of show. Like, I know you've talked about this. You made a few different videos. For shout out to you,
Yeah.
But where are you at leading up until this event? Because it feels like that's right on schedule to me. That doesn't feel like anything that's off schedule. It almost happens every year.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it needs to be a 10 out of 10 for Xbox to be fine. I just think a solid show. Like I already said, I thought E3 2021 was a good show for them. There was a nice balanced show. We need a little bit more gameplay. If they have a similar show with more gameplay of actual games, I would love that because they announced some new IPs like Contraband and some other stuff. But if they have a little more gameplay, I think that would be great for me. Xbox does need to get some momentum back. They had some earlier this year with Hi-Fi Rush and some positivity surrounding the developers direct, and then they lost it, and it was rough with the Redfall news and CMA news
stuff. Yep.
But now they're in a position to gain some momentum back. I'm not saying they're gonna, make PlayStation fans switch to Xbox, nothing like that, but some positive momentum for the Xbox brand is needed, and having a solid showcase will help that. I don't think it needs to be a 10 out of 10, but it would be great if it's a 10 out of 10, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, when shout out to everybody in chat. Yeah, you're right. I think it's important that they have a solid show, right? I mean, they are in a unique position because we can sweep it under a rug as much as we want. Sony did not hit the mark. They did not hit where they needed to. You know, you listen. There are Sony fans saying it. It's not me. I promise. Go watch some Sony fan videos. They're all saying the same thing. It's not me saying
it was a bad show.
So, you know, it did not hit the mark. So this does present.
It's a great third-party show, just not a first-party show.
True, great third party. So it does present a unique opportunity for Xbox. Whether we talk about it or not, it does, because as a competitor, you have to take advantage of these moments, because Sony damn sure did. This is how you trade games.
Yeah. Right? Can I say this right quick, PT? I'm sorry to cut us off. May I say this one quick thing? When was the last time Sony went before Xbox?
Exactly.
I don't remember. That was a crazy
2006, maybe?
Dude.
It's been
a long time in E3 when that happened, dude. I can't remember. I've always thought that. I'm like, so Xbox, let them go. Let them go.
I think it was
first.
2006, bro. To be honest with you, I think it was around 2006 with the whole crab debacle, the PS3 debacle.
Yeah,
I think it was around 2006. So your Xbox has a great opportunity. PTK, you're absolutely right about that.
But that was part of the reason why, and I'm sure Pong and Fuzz will get into this too. That was part of the. If we being honest, this we keep it 100 here at the Shop Podcast, man. That was part of the reason why the buzz what it was for the PlayStation show. Is because they were going first, which is so unusual. So people are like, okay, this is very unusual for PlayStation. They damn sure gotta show us something, right? This has to mean something, right? This is unusual for them. So that was part of the buzz. So, and they didn't hit the mark by any standard way, shape, or form. So. But yeah, no, we're gonna keep diving into this, man. So who's up next? Who we getting to next?
Retri.
Go ahead, Retri. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So am I going off of what I expect?
Yeah. What you expect
is that the
first?
First one? Well, I definitely.
And then 10 out of 10 later.
Yeah, I think this is probably opening with Hellblade 2. We've already seen a decent chunk of Hellblade 2, so I think it's probably going to start off there.
Too. We haven't heard that song, have we? I haven't heard that take. I don't think.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, for sure. No. Good.
So opening with Hellblade 2, and what I'm looking forward to probably the most out of everything is Avowed. I want to see some Obsidian magic happening out on that stage. I'm hoping we can see some gameplay of Avowed. Yeah. I feel pretty good about Compulsion's Midnight Project probably showing out, and that's only because I think it was the narrative director. I think it was like in February or something. Said that there was already a playable alpha, so I expect to see Compulsion game there in some fashion. You know what I mean? Whether it's gameplay or just some little vertical slice, I would love to see that. I do not expect to see Everwild or Perfect Dark there. I think that would be fantastic if they showed up, but I don't expect to see those there. Contraband, I definitely expect to see there. Indiana Jones would be a nice surprise to see that as well, because that's been going on for a long time with Machine Games, and I want to see it.
Movie's coming out too, so I mean, I don't know if it'll be side by side, but that is a
right. Yeah, it'd be the timing would be makes sense.
Yeah.
And In Exile's steampunk game, whatever the heck that is. I'm curious to see, because I'm not a big fan of In Exile, and I want to be a big fan of In Exile, and I want a game that, and I love steampunk, so I want something like a nice steampunk RPG. Sounds like something I would probably enjoy. So I'd like to see what In Exile can do with a bigger budget and a bigger team.
I was gonna say this is big for them. So.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of studios like under the Xbox umbrella that are on the precipice of like that are going probably from AA to AAA. And so to me, that's super exciting. State of Decay 3, a lot of people don't think it's going to be there. I do. I think it will be there.
I hope so. Yeah,
I hope so too. I don't see why not. I mean, but that team has grown. Undead Lab has gotten they've been hiring consistently for years now. They've still been so. I want to give them a little bit of praise too, because I know sometimes people sweep under the rug a little bit, but they've supported State of Decay 2 for a very long time. They've done a phenomenal game.
And it's so much better now.
And it's so much better than it was when it dropped. They've done an amazing job. So a lot of people aren't going to talk about it. They kind of fly under the radar, don't get a lot of credit, but I want to make sure we give them credit for what they've done.
I'd also like to see some third-party stuff. Like I really I don't know what's going on with Stalker 2. I know there's been some leaks. The whole game got leaked out because it was Russian a-holes or whatever. So I'm hoping they're going to show something with that game because it looks incredible. I think it's going to be an awesome game for Game Pass. And Liza P too. After playing Elden Ring, my Souls radar is just kind of going off.
How you feel about that as a Souls fan? You feel Liza P might be because we get a lot of
I think it's going to be like Bloodborne. To be honest with you, I think I don't think it's going. I mean, I don't think it's going to be anything like Elden Ring-esque because Elden Ring was just so open. It was huge. It was a beautiful. I mean, it won like art direction, which I called out a long time ago. And it deserved it. I think Liza P's obviously it's going to be more linear. But I think I'm curious to see what a smaller team can do with the Souls-like game too. So this another kind of one of those games that's kind of like a proof of concept, right? Like you got these smaller teams that are trying to push into like AAA spaces, and the lines are blurring. The lines are absolutely blurring between AA and AAA. So I want to see what these guys can do. So yeah, and stuff like Flintlock. Like Flintlock definitely has my attention. And I know this is not a popular thing. I said this last night on the show with Mav and everything. I kind of want to see I want to see a little TV show, the Amazon's TV show Fallout. I'm actually excited about that. I know that's taboo and no one wants to see TV.
I
know, yeah, brother, you're definitely minority.
Listen.
Hey, as bad as we talked about PlayStation, that would hurt for next month to do the same thing.
Shout out to Lewis in chat. He said, "What about Hollow Knight? What about Silk Song?"
I'm gonna say another unpopular thing. Wasn't for me, not for me.
Okay, no, listen, that's okay.
You know what I mean? I love those types of games. So Silk Song should have hit for me. It didn't. It just wasn't for me. I know a ton of people are super excited about that, so I'm happy for you guys. That's obviously coming to Game Pass, so that's great too. There's a ton of Game Pass games, coming here, so this year is gonna be great.
Yeah.
But my perfect show, outside of everything I just said, that's not even really my perfect show, is I really enjoyed the first time I heard the idea actually was from Pong about Armored Core 6 being into Game Pass, because I think you mentioned it, Pong, saying that Sarah was putting out some tweets about that, which yes, Steele also said that. That's right.
Steele and I talked about it on Living School Stream quite a while ago. That
would be awesome. So I held back my answer last night because he mentioned that, because what I actually wanted, but I'll definitely take Armored Core 6, was Mech Assault to come back. I love that game so damn much. I would love to see a Mech Assault make. I know it's a licensed hell.
If the licensing wasn't hell, Phil would have already had it out to us.
Yeah,
Phil loves mech games. That's why I say, since he can't do that, Armored Core 6 fills that hole. That's what I'm about.
I'm right there with you. Armored Core 6. I kind of wish they just called it. I feel like they should have done a Fable thing and just done Armored Core, not done 6 myself personally. But my reach, and this is a big reach. And I think I actually might have said this the last time I was on your show, Blam, but that's Coalition not making a Gears game, but making a Halo Flood Horror game without Master Chief. And I want to see Cliffy B come back out on stage and find out that he's actually the one working on it, because that would just be the mic drop moment for me, because I would love to see a Cliffy B return. I know that's not going to happen, but that is my crazy reach prediction. That would make a 10 out of 10 show for me. I don't think the show needs to be at a 10 out of 10, though. I mean, it's not going to be hard to beat the PlayStation show. That's going to be super easy. I kind of feel like, just like everyone was saying, Sony just has to show up. I kind of feel that's all that Xbox has to do. And to show half the stuff I said beats Sony's show, in my opinion.
Easily.
This is just, it's going to be a fantastic show. I'm super curious to see what could be the surprises. I'm hoping one of those is a partnership with Sega, and that we find out Jet Set Radio is going to be in Game Pass. So that's all my crazy stuff I got.
Okay, that would be massive. Shout out to everybody in chat: Jason, Max, Louise, Zink, Duke, everybody, man. Hit the like button. Appreciate you guys. So great breakdown, Retri. A lot of good stuff in there. A lot of stuff that I agree with as well. Some stuff that I didn't hear. I didn't hear any Killer Instinct stuff.
No, because I just look. No, you won't hear that from me because I think a Killer Instinct is going to come eventually. Absolutely. Do I think it's coming at this show? No, I don't.
No,
Definitely not.
see, that sucks,
I think
man.
I do think the show is. I forgot to put the ending on the show. I do think the show is going to end with Fable because of the tease we got. I believe in that tease. I made a video about it. I do not think that, man, I'll tell you right now, if that is not Fable, they made a big F up. If that was supposed to be like a tease for like Starfield or Everwild, oops, like you done messed up.
That's a self-inflicted wound. If that's
that's a rake you stepped on accidentally. Yeah. So I think starts with Hellblade and ends with Fable. I think like we had talked about last night. Some people were like, oh, they're going to be sitting there watching the show going, oh man, they're screwed up. Like, where's Fable? Where's Fable? Where's Fable? I think that's how the show ends personally. And that would be so good. I'm so psyched for the show. I can't
Didn't
wait.
fall right into Starfield after that would be crazy. You know what I mean? So can't forget that that's on the tail end of the show, man. So we'll see. Let me throw this over to Pong, man, because Pong, we've talked about this many times here. I'm sure you've gone over your list, the umpteen time. But where you at? The showcase, bro. I mean, things have changed. As information comes in, we get closer to the show. Lists start changing a little bit. Sometimes people their feet get a little cold. From the original predictions that they had. But I know you're not really the tap dancing type, Pong. You pretty strong-minded. So where you at?
Absolutely. Do you want me to answer the same questions? In the
same
fashion? Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, let me put this disclaimer out here real quick. I don't know if you listened to the rest of the show, PTK, or not last night, but Rand came on last night.
Okay, shout out to Rand.
And he
leaks.
He said the show is out there. So the full show is now in people's hands, and people know it.
Oh,
so
man.
This next week, be on the lookout for that. If you're somebody who doesn't like leaks, unlike me, you're going to want to be careful on Twitter next week. Okay,
I'm going to eat those up. Those cookies up.
Oh yeah. If I got to go on the dark web to get some, I'm going. All right.
Exactly.
That's how I am. But so I just want to throw that disclaimer out there because things could drastically change this next week. So it's kind of fun that we're doing it now instead of waiting for next weekend because we could know big parts.
I hate that too at the same time, man. I hate that we have to worry about that at the same time.
If it were, again, for me, I understand why people hate it. For me, it doesn't kill my excitement for the show. It doesn't in any way, shape, or form because I still haven't seen it with my own eyes. Right?
I get it.
So and games are a big visual kind of medium.
No, for sure.
So for me, I still got to see this stuff. Anyways, I guess my expectations. My expectations are they are going to do what they did last year without the 12-month stupidity. Okay, what they are going to do is they're going to do the exact same thing they did last year in a lot of ways. Now, before everybody goes, well, what do you mean? They're going to show the diversity of Xbox yet again. And I think that's a key factor going forward. We see Sony right now trying to diversify their lineup. Xbox already has it. Okay, so they are going to continue to promote that. But you take off the 12-month kid gloves and you extend that out where you don't have really any limitations, then you start getting into hopes and dreams mixed in there. And I think that's what we're going to have this year. So they are going to do what they did last year, which I thought last year was a great show. I had the caveat of it's a great show if you hit those marks. If you hit what you said you were going to do within those 12 months, it's a great show. Well, we know that didn't work. Okay, so that's off the table. I think Phil understands that. Everybody understands that. So this year, I think what they're going to do is exactly what Dirt and Retri have already talked about. They are going to update us on those games that have been absolutely dead quiet for a long time now. Now, we're not going to get them all here, right? I'm not crazy. If I was running the show, you already know. I'd be showing you all of it. I'd be showing you alpha gameplay, for God's sakes. I'd probably have an alpha demo up on stage, but it doesn't matter. They're not going to do that. They are going to give us some of those games and give us updates, and I believe that most of them are going to be including gameplay. I think that is going to be a key factor. Phil talked about this a couple years ago, that they want to show CGI trailer, and then after that, we get gameplay, right? Yeah. Now, so I believe that he's going to stick to that. Now, games like In Exiles, Compulsion's game, those first teases, Give us the title, give us a splash screen, maybe give us a little CGI like Fable did. That's fine with me. Give me an idea of what the atmosphere is. Give me an idea what the game is about, unlike what Sony did. Okay,
Right.
so if you're gonna,
Right, yeah.
I am cool with CGI. I'm not one of those guys
Me
that
too.
hate CGI
too.
trailers.
I agree.
You're right. I'm right
Like the
there
first
with you.
showing.
But
yeah, I agree.
but
The first one. Yeah.
but they have to give me an idea of what the game is.
Right.
Wait a minute, Pong.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Moving hamburger doesn't tell you what.
Yeah,
the game is about?
no, sir, no, it does not.
The jiggly hamburger.
Jiggly hamburger.
It was a great looking hamburger. I said it looked
was
better than
great.
it looked better than the
was
Starfield
great.
sandwich. I would have rather eat that hamburger than the Starfield sandwich, personally. Okay, so it was great, but no, that does not count. So I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I believe that they are going to once again promote the Eastern flavor games. They're going to have a section that is dedicated to the East yet again. That's where your Sega partnership comes into, like Retri and I talked about, and other people talked about last night. Sega is, obviously they're great friends with Xbox as much as companies can be. I think that we do, if Sega's ready to announce a Jet Set Radio remake or a Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I think that happens there. I think that Atlas shows up yet again with some Persona news, whether it's Persona 6 showing up on the stage and dropping into Game Pass day and date when that's ready to launch, or if they talk about Persona 3 remake, or even the rumored Shin Megami Tensei remakes as well. I think that section is lined up, and then I think they are going to announce a couple different publishing deals with some Eastern companies as well for new IP or established IP that are coming back. I think that happens on the Xbox stage as well. Again, leaning heavy into the diversity of Xbox and what that means when you join this ecosystem. You can find a game for you here, right? No matter what you enjoy, you're gonna find it. They're obviously going to have first party is going to be through the roof here. I'm expecting somewhere. I'm probably expecting 8 first party titles here at least. I think that's easy. I think we might see upwards of 10 if you get your Age of Empire 4 up there and that kind of stuff. I think we very easily could approach 10 first party titles plus on this stage, and then you fill it in with all that third party. We still don't know much about the second half of this year and Game Pass. The latest Game Pass update that they did, where they showed us the games coming out for the first half of June. I know I saw a lot of people out there going, "What is this? Meh, another week." That lineup that they showed, I found a couple games in there that I'm like, sweet, I can't believe this is coming to Game Pass. But anyways, for most people, it was like, whatever, not exciting. That lineup was screaming to me showcase announcement, right? That was screaming to me, oh, we're not done with June yet, folks. Just sit back and enjoy the showcase, and we're going to have 1 or 2 surprises dropping into Game Pass in June. So I think that we are going to get some big Game Pass announcements as well, and kind of a roadmap for the second half. So that's what I'm expecting. Now, 10 out of 10 show. Again, I'm not going to get, I didn't want to deep dive specifics. We know some of the ones that are going to be there. I do believe Fable's going to be there. If it is, it's a cherry on top. Now that they did the tease, and I do believe that was a tease, and all you people out here telling everybody to shut up and stop hyping yourself up, that wasn't a tease. Social media team doesn't know anything about the showcase. No,
really?
Sit back, sit down, because you guys cannot honestly tell me that this social media team of Xbox, who is out here in the community, who has taken their W's and has taken their L's, does not understand that anything you put out through the official Xbox Twitter.
Phil's shelf,
that's what I was just about to say. After Phil's shelf, anything put on the Xbox Twitter page is going to be dissected and looked at from every single which way possible. You know what you're doing. And if they did that without prior approval, then there needs to be some people talked to and potentially some heads rolling, because that was a dumb move if they did that. I believe Fable's going to be here in some shape or form. So 10 out of 10. For me, this is easy. Starfield just has to do what it needs to do right. Okay, if Starfield, again, this is me now talking, everybody, and you already know. So Starfield is the showcase for me. The actual main stage stuff with Xbox is all the sides, right? Starfield's the main dish for me. So if Starfield shows up and it has 60 frames, Okay, they announce it 60 frames. They show off Series X footage. They give us an idea of what that's going to look like. And then all Todd has to do really is say there's no delay. We're coming out on September 6th, and deep dives the worlds and deep dives the crafting and deep dives a mission, a full mission from Starfield, and that all hits the right way. The show is automatically a 10 out of 10 for me. That's just me. So again, that's easy peasy, because I think that if we are talking about in comparison to the Sony showcase, Starfield, if Starfield comes in and does what it needs to do, it mops the floor with Sony showcase by itself. Yep. Everything else is gravy, right? Starfield alone mops, and I don't care. I know Spider-Man 2 is going to sell 30 million copies.
That's crazy.
I know Spider-Man 2 is going to sell it, but it don't matter. This is a new IP from one of the biggest studios in the world. My God, it's going to mop. That's all everybody's going to be talking about. Now, the flip side is, if they do come out and say 30 frames, there's going to be a lot of different conversations going on at the same time, right? Still, for me, whatever. But for a lot of people, it's going to be different. But that would be a 10 out of 10. But I think that if we're talking about the show in totality and taking myself out of it, honestly, a 10 out of 10 show would be multiple. And again, I'm not saying Xbox has to do this, because they don't have to do this. I am not in that camp that says Xbox needs to do anything. If you take a look, like Dirt brought up before, we went through that bad month with Redfall and the CMA. Everything since that point has now been shifting again. Like we're doing the wave thing right now.
Yeah,
yes, we're doing the wave thing.
Crazy.
Because now all of a sudden the tides are turning with the CMA stuff, right?
And
everything
is under investigation.
Right. So, Sony came out and didn't destroy Xbox, so they don't have to close up shop and sell off everything, right? So so we're good there, and now everybody's getting excited about the showcase, right? Everybody's starting to get that hype again. They come out in here and tease and fable. That tide's turning yet again, and I think they're going to complete that turn here. So it doesn't have to be out of 10 out of 10, but they do. If I were to say it does, then I would say they have to have multiple mic drop moments with multiple surprise new games that we. Again, they've got 40 plus projects in the works. We know about 15 of them roughly.
Right.
They got to pop a couple of those other 25 on us. And then I would say, and then everything else hits appropriately, of course, gameplay avowed, all that kind of stuff. Hellblade shows up, Fable shows up. That would be a 10 out of 10. So if we get like id shows up and shows off, let's say, a Quake reboot, right? A Quake reboot, and it's glorious, because of course it is. It's id Tech, right? It's just looking phenomenal, right? You get something like that. ZeniMax Online shows up with a Star Wars or Marvel MMO that they've been working on for 4 years, right? And drops that on us on the showcase. A couple of those moments would push this to the 10 out of 10, again, assuming everything else goes properly. So that's where I'm at with this now.
Okay, so yeah, it's always a crock pot, right? Like with the 10, it's different for everybody, but it requires a lot of different moving parts, a lot of different things to hit right to have a 10 out of 10 show. So that's always a solid question.
And I'll say this real quick too, PTK. Phil's been confident, right? Phil's been confident when he talked again. That interview, that raw interview with Phil, with a dark Phil we've never seen before, right?
Black Air Force Phil,
right. I mean, again, I was joking on Xbox Ultimate last night. We're just going to see Phil come out and lean into the console war at this point. He's just going to be like, you know what? I'm coming for you, Jim, right now. We're going to destroy you. That's what I'm expecting from Phil at this point. No, but that interview though, when they asked him the question and he said, we're focused on the showcase. We are ready for this showcase. And again, the relief you could hear after all the tenseness, after all the anxiety, after all the kind of the anger you could hear in his voice when he said, I finally see the roadmap of one game per quarter, big game per quarter.
Yeah.
Like that relief in his voice was real. And I don't want dates unless the dates are for sure. I don't want dates again. So, but I think that this showcase, they've been working on it. I think they've had it solidified. I think we're going to see a part of that roadmap now, and it's going to line up beautifully for once. The avalanche has begun, and I think that Phil finally knows it. And this showcase is going to be that confidence coming out through him and through the rest of Xbox saying, we're here, we're staying. bar nothing, ABK deal or not, you got to sit up and take notice at Xbox now, right? If you haven't before, you're gonna now, right? So I think that's what the showcase is going to be about.
Okay.
Great point.
And I want to make a quick point too. So there's been this rising sentiment about, well, because of the PlayStation show wasn't what it was, what didn't live up to the expectations, maybe Xbox holds back.
Hell no.
Absolutely
Hell
not.
no.
Like,
No.
I just want to make sure we put that all on the table. This is what we do here at the Shop Podcast. Let's get that shit off the table now. That was real quick. I want to make sure we get that out the way because I don't think this is going to happen. You plan these things too far in advance. They're not worried about what PlayStation was going to do. Whatever PlayStation had was what they had. You can't really predict that. So you have to be focused on your show. And I think they're showing that they're 100% focused on their fan base and, what they need to show. So
correct.
I don't really think there's any indication.
Red Monkey Butt says, is Microsoft still laying low because of the ABK deal? That's all over with.
I think it's done.
In my opinion, Red Monkey Butt, I don't know. Obviously, none of us do. It's done because the console portion of the concerns is completely off the table. CMA has said they see no issue, even if Xbox foreclosed on Call of Duty and made it exclusive. They still see no issue with the console side. So that's why I think that's all off the table and it's back to business for Xbox full go. And I think that's why Phil's so excited for the show as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if we see the family plan drop during this either.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if we don't. I'll be shocked if we do not see that because that's a big the one extra thing, like the one more thing that could be it because that's huge. That's
one more thing.
After you show all these games, if they show half of the ones we talked about and then you go, oh, by the way, if you get some of your buddies to do this basically costs you $5 a month. Are you friggin' kidding me? Like, who the hell is not going to sign up for that?
Fire, man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's an appropriate announcement. I know some people feel like after, the Sony showcase that those type of announcements that announcement absolutely has a place because it's directly related to the games that they're going to show. How we're going to play them, how we purchase them. Money means a lot, you know what I mean? So people's finances mean a lot in these situations. So that's a huge announcement. We've talked about that a couple times. We feel like it's about time they've already, it's been in a few different regions. I don't know how far it's actually made.
It's showcase worthy. It's showcase worthy.
It's a big enough announcement. Yeah, definitely for sure. So I want to throw this over to Fuzz. We don't want to get too lost in the sauce here, Fuzz. I know you've been on ice for a little bit, brother, but we got to get to you, man. Got to get to you. And I know the tea leaves have been cooking. You've been on fire, Fuzz. Listen, you've been on fire. I'm not gonna lie. You've been on fire, Fuzz. Like you've been on your Miss Cleo shit for sure. But
Starfield's not getting delayed, Fuzz.
No.
I had to put that out there just so
I have to throw it at him every time.
Yeah. No, I posted something in the DMs like one of those rhetorical kind of questions. No basis to it. Just it's one of those things you have to say, get it out of the way, and it's busted kind of thing. But no, for me. They're going to. I'll put it to you this way: there's no tempting or tempering expectations or anything along those lines. But my expectation is it's a little cautiously excited, but it's one of those things where I think they're going to do a solid 8 show no matter what. For me, as long as Forza makes an appearance, which we already know it will, they give a date. That's the moon for me at that point. The pie in the sky idea that I'm thinking we might even get the demo playable that day. I think it's that close to ready. They were a little bit behind on the timeline, or not the timeline, but like their goals or whatnot. As far as in February, they were supposed to be doing the polishing and whatnot, but they've had enough time between the February time where they were a little bit behind to now to get everything wrapped up. So I think a demo is ready to go. We see some gameplay, just a little bit date at the end of it, and then you see the rest of it the following. I think that was it the following week on Forza Monthly. Another game that I think we get a date on is going to be Hellblade 2. I think that one is the next one that's the closest to releasing. I think
just to step in, do you think that's in your opinion before Forza or after?
I think it's after. I think Forza,
and I can't
tell you why I am pretty confident on Forza being ready, as in like at least demo this month. But let's just say Hellblade is not too far behind, as in as late as early next year. But Forza's pretty much, I won't say it's gold yet, but it's within days, if not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well,
so
weeks,
October,
if not
November.
days,
You heard it
as
here
far as
first,
going
guys.
gold.
Buzzy just confirmed.
But the other thing, I think they're going to, deliver on giving us updates on those games from, like, I think it was 2020. Like a lot of those games where they kind of did their hopes and dreams showcase back then. They kind of give a lot of people that may be new to the platform an idea of why they picked up a Series X or S. I think we're going to get follow-ups on like your Perfect Dark, Fable, obviously, because of the tease. They kind of, I won't say they spoiled that one, but for those that pay attention, like us in the gaming community, we know it's Fable. For those that may not be familiar or never heard of Fable prior, this will be a nice surprise showing a first-party game that's going to have melt-your-face graphics to it. May not be photorealistic like your Hellblade 2 kind of thing, but it's definitely going to be a gorgeous-looking game. I think Avowed makes an appearance, and I even think as far out as this game might be, I think even Everwild gets an update, because they did kind of do a soft reboot. They now kind of have, well, they haven't talked about it, but they now kind of have a gameplay loop already that they've been crafting and everything. So I think they'll get like an update of what that looks like. So it's still going to be a beautiful game. I don't know exactly what that game playing loop. I always thought it would be something like a corrupted forest, and if you don't hurry up and fight the corruption or the evil in the forest, then the animals will start attacking you or turn on you, kind of thing. But I think we see that at the showcase as well. I think we get an update on State of Decay 3. I don't think we get actual gameplay. I think we get something like an in-engine, Unreal Engine 5 vertical slice kind of deal. Or maybe just the environments. Like I know a few people are saying that they would like to see something like the actual, like if it's going to be in a city, have it where it's more in like a couple of blocks kind of thing. Have it where it's like what you would find in like an open world game, kind of like maybe a Division, or like not the entire map, but like a section of it and stuff like that. I think we also get an update on Contraband. I think that one might be next year as far as a release date. I'm curious to see, considering it's going to be a heist / car combat kind of thing. I think this will be a nice fit or fix, at least in the meantime, until like a Twisted Metal game comes out, kind of thing. A little bit different goal, but car combat aspect, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And then I think I think Xbox is going to troll us. I think they're going to make it appear like they're putting in a movie trailer, and it's going to actually be gameplay or in-engine gameplay or like cutscenes for Indiana Jones. I think it will be the actual game, and they'll say, by the way, or not word it this way, but they'll say also in theaters, soon or something like that. So I think there'll be a reference to it. I don't think they'll show the actual movie trailer. I think they'll show the game and mention the movie coming soon. And then as far as the hopes and dream things that hopefully will make an appearance at the show, I really want to see Compulsion Games game, Project Midnight.
You gotta see that.
Yeah, I want to see the, it's kind of like in Louisiana, voodoo possibly. I want to see what that looks like. I'm really curious to see. And then same thing with Project Cobalt. That one, I'm hoping. I don't know if it's quite ready, but if they're showing other teams, like we've already seen some of the tweets on Twitter from Phil and some of the Xbox executives that, it kind of let their jaw drop type of thing when they saw what In Exile had to show. I think, let the public see what that is. And, hopefully it'll be, the same type of experience as well. And then the one that I'm kind of on the fence if it makes an appearance at the Xbox showcase, or if it makes a Summer of Games Fest appearance, or maybe even the Game Awards appearance, would be Overdose, which I'm pretty confident is the Xbox game, because I can't imagine Overdose being codenamed for Death Stranding 2. I'm pretty sure that's the cloud game that was originally for Stadia that we now have as an Xbox exclusive. But I think those are, I won't say those are the bare minimum, but I think that's at least what they're going to do, and everything else to me is going to be icing on the cake. So that is at least a solid 8, if not higher. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be some surprises, like some third-party things that will appear in Game Pass day and date. Maybe some updates on some of the smaller indie titles like Replaced. And yeah, I think this showcase is going to. It may not be the haha in your face kind of moment against Sony, but I think it'll be enough to keep people talking about, hey, I need to renew that Game Pass subscription or something to that effect. And I really hope they do that friends and family thing, make the announcement, because I know at this point I gotta convert 2 other accounts over if that's the case, to save a little bit of money a month. But I think this is going to be, I don't want to say an easy show for them, but even if they just do kind of like what Pong was saying, even if they just do kind of along the lines of last year without the 12 months, I think they got a solid hitter at that point. But yeah, this show should be pretty top notch. And PlayStation, I don't know what they were thinking as far as going first, but hey, that it was a great decision by Jim Ryan this go around for the Xbox community. So I'm glad it worked out that way.
So I want to get everybody's opinion, chat. I want to get you guys' opinion too, but I'm going to start with everybody here on the panel. And I know, Pong, you brought this up a little bit earlier when you guys mentioned Armored Core 6. So I know a big part of this show, we've been talking a lot about first party. I know that's a lot of what gamers focus on is that first party, because this is a not PlayStation, but PlayStation or Xbox showcase. So people want to see what the two brands have to show from a first party standpoint. But I think the Game Pass angle is going to be huge too. So I wanted to get into that a little bit. And just what's going to be the big Game Pass announcement. I know, Pong, you already mentioned yours being Armored Core 6, but I will start with you, Dirt. Do you have any idea, like, what would be a big Game Pass announcement for you at the show?
For me, this year, I would say, I know it probably would never happen. Nah, that'll never happen. I was about to say
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, you're right.
Right. I was about to say MK1, but that'll never happen.
Yeah. That'd be huge.
I don't know. I'm not sure of some other multi-plat or third-party games dropping this year. So I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. Tekken 8 would be cool,
If that comes out this year, for sure.
It is.
That's a big.
That would be great. And they've got a great relationship with Bandai Namco. So
yeah, they do. Yeah, I would say Tekken 8 if that comes out this year, but I can't think of any other. I know Alan Wake. They probably wouldn't do that either, So I can't really think of one. Off the top of my head.
Okay. No, nothing wrong with that. None so much. Retri, you in the hot seat now, man. So Game Pass announcement. We've been talking a lot about first party. I know that's a big emphasis at these showcases, but Game Pass is going to be another big point of emphasis for Xbox too. So the big third party announcement. Well, what do you think we're gonna get, or just what would you think?
What I like?
Yeah, what would you like to see?
Yeah, I don't know I don't think this will probably happen, but I wouldn't mind seeing Atlas Fallen. I don't know if you guys remember that trailer. It was the one in the desert with the monsters. Focus Entertainment. Focus Entertainment.
They've been on fire.
They've been killing it, dude. They've been absolutely killing it. So I wouldn't mind seeing Atlas Fallen. And another one, this is going to come to Game Pass anyways. I already know what it is because it's EA. But Immortals of Avium? Yeah. I think that could be a pretty big game for EA. They would have to, they'd have to pull out the money because it's going to end up in Game Pass a year from whenever it drops. I can't remember exactly when it was dropping, but I would love that one too.
So what I'm getting is the big Game Pass announcement is probably not going to be first party, right? Because those are all expected to go to Game Pass anyway.
Right.
So it's going to be a third party game, not a known quantity, right?
Yeah, it would have to be something from third party. It would have to be something pretty big. I would like something that can move the needle. Like he was mentioning MK1, that would definitely
What
move the
about a
needle.
Persona?
Well, Persona would definitely move the needle. Not necessarily for me, but for a large crowd. Like we're always talking about the Eastern crowd and how Xbox is definitely, if you're paying attention to Game Pass, there's a ton of Eastern games happening, and that's most likely due to the 100 indie devs that they are in contract with right now and have been for a year and a half, 2 years now. So I expect a lot more Eastern games to come, but they've been smaller games. What we do need to see on the Eastern side is like a huge game like Persona 6 is definitely one of those games that moves the needle. Again, this is, to not try to get too far off subject here, but this is why I want Capcom. Like you really want to move things. Not that this is happening anytime soon, but that'd be my next acquisition. But yeah, I mean, on the Game Pass side, hopefully we'll get some new first party announcements, but I would like to see, Atlas Fallen or Immortals of Avium to hit. That'd be great. And of course Armored Core, because I'm never gonna see my Mech Assault. I'm never gonna see my Mech Assault. That's just a dream. So I would love From Software's Armored Core 6 would just be, that'd be great for me personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pong, you still Armored Core 6 is where you're at, or
Yeah, I'm still
got some
Armored Core
runner-up
6.
choices?
Yeah, no, I mean, we just don't know enough big third party in a lot for the second half of the year, and the
that's
third
true.
party we do know seem to have a lot of marketing deals with Sony already, right? Sony is definitely still spreading money, not for exclusivity per se, because we saw with Metal Gear that's not going to be exclusive. It's marketing, right?
Good point.
It is. It is strange that, I mean, Silent Hill is still out there. We don't know if that's underneath Sony, stuff like that. I think the biggest thing I could think of off the top of my head, because we don't know much, would be that they complete a deal with Ubisoft to bring Ubisoft Plus underneath Ultimate. I think that would be a huge deal with Assassin's Creed Mirage coming.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, get it worked into Ultimate, even if it's like $5 more. Then you make it very palpable for people to add $5 for all the Ubisoft library, right? And I think that would be a huge deal unto itself if they could figure out a way to make that happen. I think they're still working on that. But the ones we already know, like Exo Primal and that kind of stuff, are all really great. It's just I don't have any big ones outside of Armored Core 6 right now that would make that impact.
I know another one that you mentioned before.
Yeah.
And you've highlighted Black Myth Wukong as well.
Yeah, Black Myth, but that's not coming out this year. Right?
That's true. That's true.
So they already announced that's going to be next year. So that's not coming this year. But if that's on the stage, Steel brought it up last night, right? Steel, that was Steel's. It was a really great one. They're in this showcase. If they have a deal in place with Black Myth Wukong for when it does launch, because we don't have a date, but they show it off where they're at now with that build, that would be gigantic, because that'd be one that you normally would see Sony swoop up. So if Xbox dropped the bag off and said, listen, you're coming to Xbox, not necessarily as an exclusive, but just even having the marketing rights and saying Game Pass day and date, huge momentum swing. Not necessarily going to change everything, but that would mean they've been doing the work over there. And like I said, to add to Steele's prediction last night, after Stellar Blade, you need one of those, right? Stellar Blade was announced for everything. Sony swooped in. All of a sudden, now it's not coming to Xbox. Big miss from the East. So you go get Black Myth Wukong, you kind of even that out with that one, for sure. So
I love that one. Plus, that would not cost them an arm and a leg. It just wouldn't. That's a small-ass team that's just doing stuff like Hellblade 1, where you're like, what? This many people made that game? Yeah. That's something I would pick up. Not only would I pick up, I would buy those guys out. With the amount of people you got, man.
Hard to do with Chinese
unreal.
companies.
That's true. That's true.
I've said they should have been dropping off the bag in Korea, South Korea, big time, because the South Korea dev talent off the charts right now. They're coming up big time. But I just think that because people, again, with Black Myth Wukong, It comes along. Everybody, you remember when we first saw it and that
Yes.
first trailer got, everybody was tweeting at Greenberg
Everyone
and
was going
Bond
nuts.
and freaking
Yeah.
Phil saying, "You guys go get this," and then it disappeared again. And then they came back again, right, and showed off more with another impressive trailer, and it just flared up again. You get them now at this point, whether it's a year and a half away from release on your stage for your showcase, you're going to see that flare up yet again. And then when everybody realizes, oh shit, Xbox dropped off a bag, like it's coming to Game Pass or they got marketing rights, huge again for the Eastern flavor to have that up there. It would be great.
Yeah,
it would be fantastic.
Definitely. Good point. Lots of, and like you said, I think the key point here is that we know very little about the third party situation the rest of this year, right? That's a key highlight. Even after the Sony show, we still don't have a whole lot of information. You know, we know a lot of that stuff is coming to Xbox and the PC. That's about it. We don't have a whole lot of information after that, so they didn't give us a whole lot of leeway on that either.
But maybe, I'm sorry, PTK, I'm taking up a lot, but I'm just excited because it's Christmas for gamers, and I always get excited around this time even more than usual. You know what would be interesting is if there's not a whole lot second half, then let's say, Microsoft is looking out to 2024 and this is the showcase where they start getting those marketing rights like Sony, to get a Wonder Woman up on stage from WB.
I was
would be gigantic.
I was going to say Wonder Woman, man. I'm telling you.
We need that superhero.
Gonna be huge. Again, that would be a fantastic one. So just looking ahead to 2024 a little bit next year, then you could see maybe Microsoft shifts a little bit of that money to the marketing deal side or the Game Pass deal side again. And they say, you know what? We don't have a lot second half. Our first party is going to carry us second half this year because we've got so many. Let's say they got Hellblade 2 at the end of the year. You have Forza, Hellblade 2, and Starfield second half. Listen. That's stupid, ridiculous, right? That's dumb, right? So then you're like, okay, we got second half of this year taken care of. Let's look to 2024. They cut a big couple deals, like I said, like a Wonder Woman, something that's big like that. Show that off now. And say, hey, let everybody know we got the marketing rights. Here's your first look. Guess what? It's Xbox. We got the deal done. So I think that would be another splash, no matter what, even if it is next year.
For sure. Let's get this over to Fuzz, man. Fuzz, I know you've been chomping at the bits. The tea leaves have been moving. You've been cooking with the tea leaves. So where are you at on just everything we've been talking about?
As far as a big third party, I was kind of thinking the same thing as far as like a Wonder Woman. I have to believe something from WB is going to make its way onto Game Pass, either day and date or something along those lines.
And we got these Disney deals lurking too.
Yeah, and it would be nice if we got something like Marvel or Star Wars related as well. But I think I don't think it comes to Game Pass day and date, but I still have this inkling like they went and did a deal with Zelnick and got Grand Theft Auto's trailer. Since they will have like the marketing rights, we won't get a day and date in Game Pass, but we'll definitely at least get they'll have the marketing rights and we'll get to see the trailer on Xbox's stage. But I think that makes an appearance. But outside of like a Wonder Woman, I don't know. There isn't that many games out there as far as third party that we know is kind of close to that finish line. Like, I don't know. There's one that I know is supposed to be being worked on over at Take-Two, which would be like another Midnight Club type of deal. And they usually release that before like a major Grand Theft Auto, except they didn't really do that before 5. But, considering they'll probably want to test out the car physics and all that stuff, maybe we see Midnight Club. And it gets announced on at the showcase, and that winds up being like a day and date. Because I could see, Take-Two putting that one as a day and date more so than Grand Theft Auto. But man, I don't know. Like having Black Myth Wukong would be huge. Like that's one. The minute I think we saw it, it's like, yep, they better hurry up and contact those devs and get that somehow, on Xbox, or make sure it doesn't skip Xbox by any means necessary, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping we get at least something announced, but yeah, it's kind of hard because there aren't that many left. Because Sony was kind of playing, the keep away game, a year in advance, snatching all those marketing deals up and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see what we get as far as day and date announcement, but I think we'll get a lot of upcoming indies. Like I hope they get Hades 2 whenever that hits.
Yeah.
Although I don't know
That's
if that's
gonna
going
be
to be a
big.
2024 or 2025, but I hope we get Hades 2 day and date. Um, and then outside of that, I'm hoping we get an update on another indie. What was it? The Last Night. I know that
Yeah.
it's like
Yep.
one guy that's doing the dev work on it,
Yeah.
or a very small team.
Tim
And
Surratt.
yeah, and I'm hoping maybe we see an update on that, because he's been kind of quiet on that front. Other than I think he did posted like an updated clip or a brief rendering or something like that, like just under a year ago or like 9 months ago or something like that. But yeah, Wonder Woman. I think WB has definitely got something cooking for Microsoft, for something in the works that they'll have come to Game Pass day and date. Or they might just announce that Hogwarts is coming to Game Pass now, or something to that effect. But I don't know, because with PlayStation have marketing rights. I don't know if they still have that 1 year thing, and
Sure they do.
after all that stuff
Yeah.
leaked out, a lot
Fong
of people
already know.
have
He's like, no,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
made it
they
happen.
do.
They
Yeah,
made
they got
shit
that
happen.
wrapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
been yeah.
Because I'd love to see Elden Ring announced for Game Pass. Honestly, it'd be
Mhm.
great.
Yeah, with
to
the
promote
DLC.
Waiting
new
for that
DLC.
one.
Yeah, it would be
Yep.
fantastic for that. But I just don't think that's happening. That's why I believe Armored Core 6 is the kind of peace offering,
go-to. Yeah.
from Bandai, because that
Yeah.
deal was in place supposedly with Xbox, that they had the marketing rights for Elden Ring, and something changed, and we can all imagine what that was. So.
Yep.
Tried.
Armored Core 6 is kind of the makeup. Like, hey, here you go. Again, great for. I don't know. It's just Sony does so many of those back end deals like that, man. They lock them down, and it's just not going to happen.
Yep.
So it's hard to see. I love it. Fuzzy. I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. I want to double back on something before we wrap up the show here, man. It's been an amazing show. Shout out to the over 120 plus people that's been in the show, rocking with us all freaking show, man. It's another record, man. Another week, another record here at the Shop Podcast, man. We're just getting used to this, man. We're just getting started. This is humbling, man. So shout out to all you guys coming watching this live. But Dirk, before we get out of here, man, I want to double back on a couple things. I know we've been talking about the third party stuff again. So when I know when everybody has their own scale, right? The way we weigh the show, how we look at the show, how we grade it at the end of the day. What's more important to you? I know it's a first party showcase, right? That's what we come to expect from these showcases. But third party aspect that we talked about is almost just as important, depending on how the deals you get, the games you get, the times you get them, the type of exclusivity that you can get them for. That type of stuff, right? That can make or break, the way the deal goes over to the public, goes over to the fan base. So, where you at? Do you figure it's a balance of the two, or you always first party first, and then everything else is like a cherry on top?
No, I do think a balance is important. I always think about E3 Xbox, E3 2018. I felt that was a great show because they had a lot of world premiere third party games like Devil May Cry 5. They had Sekiro. That was a game that we didn't know about. Just the games that we don't know about, I think, is big. Even PlayStation show, even though we knew about Alan Wake 2, to actually see it is a good thing.
Like Wolong too this year, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's something I listen. Like I said earlier, I'm a gamer first. Yep. So to see the multi-platform games too is also is great, but at the core, you want to see big first-party games announced at the show, but a nice balance of third-party games and indies is also great, in my opinion. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Okay, all right. No, once again, and this is something that's become synonymous with Xbox shows, the balance. Some people say, "Oh, there's these lulls and these different moments," but I love the variety. I'm a big fan of the variety. I feel like everybody plays games for different reasons, so you got to have a little bit for everybody. You know what I mean?
And the difference is Game Pass.
That's
Again, that Game Pass effect. It absolutely makes the showcase different. When we see a third party, there is a 95% chance that it's coming into Game Pass day and date at one of these showcases. So we get excited for it that way. It's fantastic. It's a great move.
Yeah, and it's crazy how it's paying off in the long run, right?
Yep.
This has all been 3, 4, 5 years in the making, but you're now seeing why that was such a great chess move to go the Game Pass route, right? To invest in Game Pass, because really nobody nobody else has another option really at this point in time.
Xbox is seeing the future, man. They're doing what they always have done for 20 years. They're seeing they're seeing the forest through the trees. They're seeing what everyone else is not seeing, and they're doing it before everybody else. And then everyone else is going to follow suit, and we're all going to go, well, duh. Everyone should have been doing this when Xbox did it first. You know what I mean?
Sometimes they're too soon, though. Sometimes they're too soon and they miss the curve, right?
You are absolutely right. Sometimes they definitely jump the gun too quickly, but I think specifically for Game Pass, I think they're okay on their timing personally.
Correct.
Yeah. They've definitely done that too early stuff for sure.
I agree, man. And it has been a phenomenal show, man. But I want to get to a couple super chats before we wrap this show up. Man, it's been awesome. We've had everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the new people who subscribing to the channel, who are coming out today, watching the show live. Make sure you guys subscribe, man. Appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoying this, we do it every single Saturday. So if this is what you guys want to experience, just come hang out with us. But we got a couple super chats that I don't want to miss. So shout out to this $2 super chat from Drawn TJ. He said, "Hi panel, everyone, please hit the like button." So shout out to you, Drawn TJ, for the $2 super chat. We got the $5 super chat from Alvin. So he said the shop is live and in effect. Shout out to you, Alvin. We got the $2 super chat from Smidiferous. He said 15 of the 30 games shown will be in Game Pass. Boom. So we'll see how close. We'll see how close that actually is, man. So that's actually a pretty fair number considering the amount of games we're probably going to see. So last super chat here, we got $2 from Vic the Click. Shout out to Vic. What's up, everyone on the panel and chat? What's up, Vic? How you doing, man? Shout out to you coming out and hanging out with us, man. But
what's up, Vic? UPOS.
Yeah.
Hope you know him.
I know. No, it's all good. It's all love. It's all good. It's all love. No, but that was a term of endearment, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the homie.
That's how.
Have you seen what Dirt's chat says to him? For God's sakes, Dirt's fans are like brutal. Do you know Dirt? We were doing. Me and Steel were doing living split screen this morning, and Yobi came in and was saying things about you in our chat, and you weren't even there to defend yourself, man.
It's brutal, man, but I know it's out of love. Those pieces of trash.
I love it.
Love it. All love over there at WBG, man. It's fun. It's fun, man. But appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us. It's been a phenomenal show, man. We breaking records. Dirt, the last time you were on here, we broke a record. We did it again, bro.
Really?
This is
cool, man.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Cool, man.
Yeah, so once again, Retro, you were part of the record too, man. So
the last time I was on your show too, you were breaking records. I know it has nothing to do with me, but I'm just glad
get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, I think you were on with Sav, I believe. That day, that show with Sav, you were on as well. So yeah, shout out to Sav.
Cool, man.
Everybody
I'm
at
glad to hear, bro.
Yeah. Shout out, man. Everybody. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show. I'm having so much fun. Oh, by the way, before we get to anything else, there will not be a show next week, which does break the streak, because I will be actually attending the FanFest event out in LA. Cool. So I will be going to the event. Yes.
Do a vlog, bro.
Yeah. Everybody's been saying show up. I might pop in Mavs or something. Who knows if I can get in the podcast live or something? Who knows? We'll see what happens, right? We'll have fun with it. But so there will be no show next week, but I will drop a couple videos next week to try and compensate for having no show. But It's gonna be an amazing showcase, man. So I'm super hyped for it.
Hey, yo, Blam, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Can I read this super chat?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, put it on the screen for me.
let me put it up.
From Victor Click.
Go ahead.
Victor Click with the 2. Hello, darkness, my old friend. How dare you?
My God.
How dare you, man?
My goodness.
This is not WB. Man, I'm a guest on this show. You can't be saying this kind of stuff. Show some respect, Vic. Show some damn respect.
Terrible. Shout out to Vic, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Bringing that energy. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on that. Get ahead of that, so you guys don't expect the show next week, man. But we'll be all in there in spirit though, because we'll all be watching that Xbox showcase for sure. But let's get to the guests, man, because it was a phenomenal show. You guys came out, showed up, and showed out. So we're gonna start with you, Dirt. Once again, brother, thank you for taking the time. You always respond to me, whether you're busy or not. I appreciate you so much and everything you build over there at WBG, man. You're one of the most honest people You always stick to the script, bro. You never any different. So shout out to you. You've been embracing me since we started doing this podcast thing, brother. So glad to have you here. But let everybody know where they can find you, Dirt.
Yes, thank you for having me, man. I always have fun when we come over here, and you guys, you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from with my content. Some people might not understand it, but you guys understand it. Poe, Pong, and Fuzzy, they listen. I see those guys in the chat. They definitely understand my show, and I'm just here to have fun. I'm not a toxic channel. I'm just having fun. Just having fun, brother. No, but thank you, man. Check out my podcast on Monday evenings called WBG Xbox Podcast. WBG stands for We Bleed Green. Yes, I am a pro Xbox channel. And of course, when PlayStation fanboys come in there talking trash, we don't want to hear it. Yes, my channel is an echo chamber. I will admit it. And
I love it. Own it.
Listen, because I always said, man, I got tired of going to some of my favorite Xbox podcasts and they have PlayStation fanboys on there. I don't want to hear that sometimes. And I just, it is what it is, and people seem to like it. So check it out, guys. And I appreciate you, everybody here, man, on the panel. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem, man. Once again, all this. Oh, go ahead.
No, real quick, Dirt. Did you just see? Speaking of which, did you see the Sony chief come out and say that cloud gaming is no threat to consoles at all?
I did just see that.
Oh,
so are they saying that the CMA was wrong? Is Sony saying
that?
Wow.
It does. It does.
Thank you.
It is.
The heel
crazy. Oh my! I can't believe he came out and said this. Oh my God!
What is going on? Is that breaking news? Did that just happen?
Yeah. The Sony chief, what's his name? Kenshiro Yoshida.
Oh, no. Okay.
Kenshiro Yoshida came out to the Financial Times and they interviewed him. And in just real quick quote, I think cloud itself is an amazing business model, but when it comes to games, the technical difficulties are high. The fast response times demanded by gamers as the biggest issue. So there will be challenges to cloud gaming, but we want to take on those challenges. But he's basically saying there's no threat right now to consoles in any way, shape, or form.
Love it.
I
Thanks
love
for the open door.
We can go ahead and wrap this up right now. Then go ahead and push everything through. No, but shout out to you, Dirt. Once again, Dirt's all his information is down in the description below. Go hit up the WBG high quality high quality information, high quality channel. Integrity is what you're always going to get over there. That's always a key for me. So high integrity. So shout out to you, Dirt, and everything you got going on, brother. Peace and nothing but growth, brother. So for sure, appreciate you. And then we throwing this over to you, Retry, man. Another amazing gentleman. I recently met in the actual community, but amazing gentleman, great content, Game Pass Daily, popping over there. Shout out to you hanging out with us, man. You've been a huge fan of the show. I'm always a big fan of you as well, too, and all your content. So it always works out. But let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
Yeah, thank you for having me, PTK. I love coming on the show. The energy that you guys have just kind of clicks with me. So anytime you send me an invite, unless I'm out with the wife having dinner, then I'll show up for sure.
Awesome.
You can follow me, Game Pass Daily on Twitter. It's Game Pass _daily, and on YouTube it's Game Pass Daily. And of course, every Sunday at 7 p.m. I'm with my friend Web Dave on Gamers Council. And this Sunday we're gonna have Mav, Risk It for the Biscuit, and Mag's going to be on our show as well.
Nice.
And then for the June 11th show, we already locked down Tim Dog, and Dirt Griggity is going to be joining us as well. So I'm super excited to have Dirt. So yeah, we got some fire shows coming up for sure. So make sure to check us out. Absolutely. And thanks again, guys, for having me. Awesome chat, awesome panel. Thank you again for having me, man. Appreciate it.
And it is not an accident that you were in here for both times, records were broken. So don't sell yourself too short, Retry. We don't buy that here at the Shop Podcast. Get that crap out of here. We're not doing that.
All right. Appreciate that, brother.
So shout out to you, Retry. No, I appreciate you, brother. So once again, you guys know what to do. We roll out the red carpet for the guests here at the Shop Podcast. They take the time to come hang out with us, bring us that good energy, all this good gaming talk. So please go follow Retry, as well as go follow Dirt as well too. So do that. We're having a bunch of fun here, man. And we're throwing this over to my right hand, man. They always bring in the energy. They make me look good every single week, man. Bar none, nothing less. So we're gonna start with you, Pong Harvey. Another great show in the books, man. We got a lot of energy coming into this show. Got a big show next week. Did it again, brother.
We did. And first of all, shout out to you, PTK, for your trip next week. Hey, enjoy
Thank you,
yourself
brother.
out there. Absolutely, congratulations. A well-deserved trip. You've been going through a lot. It's great to be able to get out and relax. And so I know you're gonna have a blast. What a
Thank
year
you,
to
sir.
go out there. If any portion of what we think is gonna happen at this showcase, you're gonna have what a fan fest to be a part of, man. What a live watch. That's gonna be amazing, man. The energy there is gonna be fantastic. So shout out to you, brother. I hope you have a safe
thank you.
trip, and I can't wait to see pictures. And again, if Todd's there, you know what to do, brother.
Yeah.
Listen, no, I want to thank Dirt. Obviously, Dirt, man, love what you guys do over WG.
Thank you, bro.
WBG, man, you know it. You guys do it the right way. And it's just such a fun time with you guys. So keep doing it, man. You guys are growing so big, man. I can't believe it when I started watching you guys like 2.5 years ago, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, but deserved. And of course, Retry, man, always great to be on shows with you. Love what you and Web Dave are doing, and obviously your own stuff with
Appreciate
Game
it.
Pass Daily. So thank you for both of you for giving us your time tonight. And obviously, Fuzzy and PTK, you know what it is, man. Another great show in the books. We are at Gamers Christmas, everybody. Yeah, it is that time of year. That's how I look at this. It's not just about the Xbox showcase. We're starting on Thursday with Summer Games Fest. No matter what you feel about Keeley, he's going to have big announcements. We've got Indie Showcase. We got Devolver Digital Showcase. We got Ubisoft Showcase. We're going to get so many announcements in the next week and 2 weeks. It's going to be insane. We're going to have so much to talk about. So many more games that are going to fill in that second half that we aren't sure about third party wise. It's going to be a blast. This is the best time of the year to be in this business. I love it. So, you know what? Keep that energy, everybody. Don't let anybody tell you not to be hyped.
Right.
You know what? This is what it's about, gamers. So enjoy it, have fun, speculate, all of that stuff. As one of the Coco mayors of Speculation Town, I give you all the key for the next 2 weeks. You guys go speculate all you want, all
Get the
right?
endorsement, huh?
That's right. Anyways, Pong Soul at Xbox, Pong Soul at Twitter. You guys know the drill there. Please follow me. I'll follow you back. Otherwise, next week, you already know it. Double Barrel Gaming is going to be on fire next week. Boom has been having record numbers as well. It's a fantastic show on Tuesdays. Xbox Factor Podcast, all good things green. 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. Always has a fantastic panel there. Please go check out Double Barrel Gaming and Mr. Boomstick if you haven't. Again, he promotes the little people in the community. He's just an all-around good dude. So go check him out.
Shout out to Boom.
Shout out to Boom. And then Thursdays, it's PM in the PM. Pong and Mav in the PM over on Fun Speculations channel. This week, we believe that Summer's Games Fest is going to be happening during our show, which starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time. If that is the case, we will be co-streaming it and going through that live. So we're going to have a blast there. We had to skip this week due to a bunch of different issues. Obviously, Diablo 4 launch, but we'll be back next week, and I believe Summer Games Fest is going to be a co-stream. So we're going to have a fun time. Join us there. And then Friday nights, it's Xbox Ultimate. Listen, last night's show was amazing. Mav didn't know how many people were going to come through. We had so many fantastic people come through, including PTK, including Fuzzy, including Retry, including Dirt. And it was just a great show. So go check out it. We did predictions for the Xbox Showcase. But every Friday night, you're going to get laughs. You're going to get a lot of nonsense, but you're going to get a lot of good gaming talk too. So join us 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. And next week's going to be extra special as we will be close to the eve of the showcase. So the energy is going to be through the roof. And then, of course, Saturday mornings, it's Living Split Screen, Mission 1K, My Brother from Another, Steel Rain, and I every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, 3+ hours.
Shout
we
out
went
to
just
Steel.
over 4. Shout out to Steel, man. The man has been just Diablo nonstop. Oh my God. I'm going to hop in right after this. But Living Split Screen every Saturday morning. Be there, live, raw, and uncut. We will obviously have a big show next Saturday. Lots to talk about. There's showcases going on. We're going to have games to talk about. It's going to be fun there. And then, of course, we're not doing a show because PTK is going to be having more fun than us next weekend. So, anyways, it is the golden age of gaming, people. It truly, truly is. Go look on Twitter right now. More people are using that language. They're stealing my line, but I don't
He's
care.
so
I don't
proud of
care.
that.
It's golden age of gaming.
Telling you, man.
Listen,
Millions.
get out there.
Millions,
Yeah.
Retry, millions.
Right, millions of dollars left on the table by me. Story of my life. Play what you love what you play. Get out there this week and enjoy yourselves. And I'm going to talk to you all real soon.
And shout out to you, Pong. Once again, the easiest way to keep up with Pong is just go follow him on Twitter. You'll be able to keep up with the shows and everything he got going on. But shout out to you, Pong, the Duracell battery of the Shop podcast. Yes, definitely, man. Bringing all that energy every single week, man. Shout out to you, brother. That is not easy to do. I love your personality, love your energy. I need it every week, bro. So I appreciate you being a huge part of the show, brother. Thank you so much.
All love, brother.
Deeply,
Thank you,
deeply, for sure, man. My guy, Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere, man. Another show in the books, man. Another record-breaking show, mind you. Again, man. Every week we're breaking records now. I'm getting used to this. At some point it's gonna plateau, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No, it's definitely nice. It was awesome having Dirt and Retri on here. It's always awesome being on here with you guys, man. And congrats, PTK. Have fun. Be safe out there. Get tons of pictures. Don't forget to get a word in with the Turn 10 people if they're there for me. No, but seriously, have fun while you're out there, man. It's going to be an amazing showcase. Last year's was pretty good. This one's I think going to be well above that. So definitely enjoy. Man, for everybody in the chat, thank you guys for coming out and showing up with us and everything along those lines and interacting with us. Greatly appreciate it. And for those who catch us on replay, thank you for giving us a chance and giving us a listen. Always appreciate all that help. Wait, hold on one sec. Sorry about that. Got cats up here fighting in the background, so I do apologize. No, but man, for those that want to hear my endless rambles and rants on anything gaming related, and occasionally see a couple of clips or pictures and things like that, just follow me on Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere. You can also find me on Double Barrel Gaming on Mondays at 12 noon for Xbox Lunch Break Special, and on Fun Speculation Network at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for FSP Podcast. And then hope to see you guys back here next Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here for the shop. Look forward to seeing you there.
So last but not least, your boy PTK Blam, and thank you once again for us always here every single week, Mr. Consistency, bro. Thank you so much, man. But once again, just to reiterate, no podcast next week. I know before I just said, but no show next week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fuzz didn't hear me catch myself.
It's all good. It's all good, man. We're here every week, man. Promise you. So super consistent, but so I will be in LA. So shout out to everybody for the prayers and thoughts and everybody who knows what I've been through lately as far as the last 2 months, man. So to be able to go to the actual event is like a bucket list thing for me. So everybody with all of the welcomes and thank yous and all that good stuff. It's been amazing. The outpour. So thank you to the community. Thank you to the chat. Wouldn't be possible without any of you guys. So I shout out to all of you so much. But once again, follow me, PTK Blam, Twitter, everywhere, Xbox. If you want to play Diablo, add me on Xbox. We can play. I play all day, okay? I got plenty of time right now, so hit me up. I'm good to go. So hit me up. All that information is down below as well. But thank you guys once again. This community has been amazing, giving so much to me and my family, more than you guys know. The growth is crazy. I just never thought this would happen, and to see it happen is just a testament to all of you guys. So thank you so much. But I'll see you guys soon. Once again, no show next week, but we'll be back again with 306 the following week. We'll have another guest. I promise you it'll be another banger show. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys soon. Have fun. Play Diablo. Bye.
Later.